Welcome back. I hope your break was excellent. I'm here with Joseph.
Hello, hello.
And we're starting
back.
round two.
Round two, group two of
Yep.
the ZBrush live Sculpt-Off.
We've got a whole 12 new artists this time around.
Whole another dozen.
If you caught this morning's Sculpt-Off, it was amazing, incredible. So no pressure, these guys, no pressure.
None. So we're gonna start this off here in a few minutes. We got about 10 minutes before we click our lovely timer here and count down from 3 hours. So our contestants here today, there are 12 of them. This is the group two, so there's 24 total, and they're all competing for the ZBrush Championship belt.
Bragging rights.
And it's a heavy belt. It's a heavy belt. We usually wear it, prance around with a little bit. So there's a lot of interesting stories of contestants from previous years going through the airport with the belt. So it's always fun to hear that.
I wonder if they look at the artists and think maybe that they've won some boxing competition and are just like,
picture with the champ.
But there's some really cool prizes, but there's also, if you are just now tuning in, there's only going to be one grand top dog winner.
That's correct. So this year, instead of having two divisions, which were the hard surface and the organic, we've combined them into one competition. So it's all 24 artists are battling for that first place spot. And we gave them the opportunity now. They can do hard surface, they can do organic, they can do a mixture of both. So we've given them more freedom this year in terms of what style their work's going to be done in. Along with that, this year we've also allowed them to submit more than one entry if they would like. So during their 3 hours, if they want to submit one entry, they can do that. If they want to submit two, all the way up to 3 entries they could submit. So say one of them finished early and then wants to fire off another entry, then go ahead and do that in their 3 hours. Now the theme this year is emoji visualizations. So we gave them a list of emojis, which is about 7,000 or so. It's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of emojis in this whole wide world.
And they're tasked with choosing the emoji and then generating a sculptural interpretation from that. So let's say you do the, oh no, you get to pick the emoji this time.
Astronaut.
Astronaut.
Or dragon. Or lizard.
So you can do any of the emojis with fair game. Yes. And with these, it would go through and they sculpt their interpretation. So if you did an astronaut, you probably want it to look like an astronaut.
Yeah.
But you could also maybe do a dog astronaut.
But some of the emojis are just displaying emotion itself. And so what I'm hoping is if anybody chooses those, they're going to take their sculpt and like really push the emotional aspect of that character.
That's right.
Be it organic or hard surface or any of that. Like it's going to be crying if it's a crying emoji.
Yep. So there's a lot of
like
venues in which they could travel down.
Exploded head one.
In terms of the competition. And so the contest again this year is all anonymous. So even Jessica and I don't know whose screen we're looking at.
We super don't.
It could be anybody's screen. We do not know. The voting will be done on ZBrush Central, and that voting will start on Friday at 12 p.m., and that's LA time. With that, it'll be anonymous as well, so you'll need to log in and then vote for your favorite entry. And then that voting will take place across the summit, which the voting itself ends on Sunday at 3 p.m. And then the winner for this 2019 live Sculpt-Off competition will happen at 6 p.m. So that's when we will announce the winner of the contest. So we're about to start it off here. We've got, let's see what time we got here.
It is 3:51.
We got a few more minutes. So first want to give a shout out to our sponsors this year.
Yeah.
So a lot of the sponsors have donated some wonderful prizes for the winner of the competition. Some of the sponsors are also sponsoring the summit as well, but we have a specific set that are just sponsoring the Sculpt-Off. So we want to thank Mimaki for, they're one of the 3D printer companies that has a full color 3D print. And it's actually pretty awesome. We saw them when we were at Comic-Con. Their print quality is really cool, full color. And so they are giving away 3 prints for the top 3 place finishers in the competition. So first, second, and third, they'll receive a Mimaki print of their choice. Next, we have Wacom. And Wacom supplies these Cintiqs and tablets that are also using for this competition. So the artists were allowed to tell us if they were going to use a Cintiq or a tablet. And Wacom helped us supply those devices for the event. They're also giving away their new 22-inch Cintiqs for our winners as well in the competition. So thank you to Wacom. Next we have Keyshot. So Luxion has provided us with their licenses of Keyshot so that they can use the ZBrush to Keyshot bridge to send their models from there and do final render passes if desired. They're also giving away pro versions of that software in some of our winning places as well. So thank you to Keyshot. Finally, we have Formlabs.
Selfies.
Formlabs, if you guys are unaware, they make 3D printers, and the Form 3 they're giving away as to the first place winner. So they're going to actually end up
That
with
is
a
a
3D
really
printer as well.
amazing prize because just having your sculpt go from digital to real life is
And then
such a
seeing it
satisfying
tangibly.
moment.
So really awesome stuff from our presenters. Also this year too, Mike Morgan Designs made us some gloves. And so each of the contestants here at the Sculpt-Off are getting these special ZBrush gloves. So if you're unaware of what these are, so when you're using a tablet or a Cintiq, they're actually quite large, right? So you're oftentimes, when you're drawing, you're going across the surface, right? So this helps, keeps the smudging down, and also makes you go a little bit smoother as you're sculpting your models.
No, it's a
on
real
these
thing
tablet
where you're like,
devices.
tuck, tuck, tuck,
Yep.
tuck, tuck, as your skin catches. But it leaves all the important
Now there's
manipulation fingers available. So fancy.
So another thing there. So thank you to Mike Morgan Designs for that. What else do we need? Let's see. Let's show you
Well,
everything.
if you guys are joining us, use the hashtag ZBrush Summit to say hi. Are you guys at work? Are you hanging out with a group of folks just all streaming it and watching together from the couch? Like, take a picture, tag ZBrush Summit,
We'd like to see
show
how
us.
you're doing. Yes. And also, we'll be monitoring the chat too. So if you guys have
little
any
bit.
comments
I have it up.
want to give us any help on the emojis that we're trying to name off,
Yes.
definitely hit us up because we definitely appreciate it.
There's so many emojis, it's impossible for us to know all.
All of them.
Oh my goodness.
All right, one more thing before we start the timer here. So also, for the ZBrush Summit this year, we're also giving discounts on ZBrush.
Oh yeah.
So we have 20% discounts for the perpetual licenses, and these consist of ZBrush and also ZBrush Core. And we're also giving away 20% towards the monthly subscription and also the 6-month subscription. And the monthly and the 6-month subscription, they will use a coupon code. So the coupon code for the monthly one is Summit 1 month, and the coupon code for the 6-month is Summit 6 month. And if you have any questions on any of those, definitely hit up the chat, and they'll be more than happy to help you guys out. So we're gonna start yelling at these guys here. All right, it's almost time.
Yep.
Get ready. All right, so should we start exactly? Should we wait 5 minutes?
We should start exactly at 4 because some people aren't even going to tune into the channel until 4 p.m. and that's when we did tell them everything
All
was
right, so
starting.
let's go through a list of our contestants.
Oh, yeah, we've
Let's
got
do
a
that,
whole
and then we'll
sizzle
come back
reel of them.
and we'll do the bell, start the timer, and get group 2 going.
We're getting ready.
We're getting ready.
Everybody here is like revving their engines, ready to go. Like everybody has ZBrush up and they're holding their styluses. I respect their commitment to the time limit.
To the time limit.
No, I mean, this is a pro group.
All right, so we'll run through. We want to start exactly at 4 o'clock, so we got about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So coming up for scheduling over the weekend. So this is the first day of the ZBrush Summit, which is just the Sculpt-Off.
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the ZBrush Summit will take place. This is happening here in LA at Noman's campus. So if you are in LA, definitely come out and visit us at the ZBrush Summit. Entrance is free. We're going to be doing presentations all day Friday, all day Saturday, and all day Sunday. So a lot of good stuff. Also, most of the presentations, if you guys are not in LA, are also going to be streamed online at ZBrushLive.com. There is one presentation that will not be streamed, but all the other ones should be good to go. So you can tune in at ZBrushLive.com. You can chat with other ZBrush artists and then comment on different things. But if you're in LA as well, make sure you come by. Stop by the Noman Summit. Noman
Definitely
campus.
stop by.
We are here.
Because not just like the talks and whatnot, but there's so many artists. There are these artists that you're about to watch sculpt. They're going to be all hanging out on campus. It's a really, really good time and full of people who want to geek out about sculpting just as much as you do.
And we have a bunch of sponsors that will have booths here as well. So if you want to come check out that Form 3 we were talking about earlier, they'll have one here on site. You come check it out, see how it prints.
All right, I think it's almost
I think we're almost ready. All right,
Oh.
let's get back to the camera.
Stoked. Okay, we're gonna do the countdown. Should we just count down from 5? Are you guys all prepared for this?
Everybody ready?
All right.
All right.
Down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's so loud.
Hammer off.
Oh, the races.
All right, so we're already. Let's see, 8 seconds in.
Dang. It's
All
gonna
right.
be good.
let's go to our
show
board.
half of you.
So as we're doing this, so at least I think for the last group, we get about an hour and a half before we start like kind of zooming in. You're gonna get a lot of 6 of the artists at a time, just so you can kind of see where they're going with all this.
Yeah.
Once again, they were limited to a fresh install of ZBrush, and we only allowed them to bring their hotkeys and UI, so they couldn't bring anything else. So they are free to use any tool that ships with ZBrush. So you can see we got some demo heads here. We got the demo soldier as well.
Yeah, the soldier!
We got I think that's a Julie model up there. So they were free to use any of it. And the goal of this is that if you just bought ZBrush today and you installed it, you too could achieve the same thing. So there's no magic tools or magic materials or magic brushes that these artists are using. They're all using the same thing that comes with the shipped version.
Yep.
And it's really amazing to see what they can do in 3 hours with these tools.
Now, these artists had about a month of a heads up to kind of like formulate their plan for today, but they didn't get to bring anything except for reference, maybe a concept that they drew for themselves. Everything that they're sculpting is happening right now.
Right now.
So starting out with the Z-sphere, starting out with just like the demo man, or the mannequin, stuff like that. So we're gonna see all of their creative decision making
Coming
happen
together,
real
yes,
time.
in real time. Yeah, and then we do give them as Jessica was saying, we give them about the theme of the competition. We give them a time to kind of digest that and figure out what they're going to do. 'Cause, we don't throw them in 100%.
It's kind of
turkey.
daunting to be
Yes.
like, here's 7,000 emojis. Pick one and make a cool thing that's going to win you all the prizes.
All the prizes. Let's hop over to the other screens.
Excellent.
And here is our second set of 6 in group 2 here.
Ooh,
We already got like a dragon taking place over there.
I like what they're up to.
And it's interesting to see the difference in where they all start from. So I see 2 usage of Julie model here. So we've got at least 2 of those. We've got demo female head. And we had the demo soldier in the other one and the demo head. Get some blocking out, which is spheres. And we've got some, looks like Sculptors Pro usage right out the gate into another dragon at the top there.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, every artist, how they approach something is completely different, and also a lot to do with when they started using ZBrush, so that there are tools and whatnot that they're really, really comfortable moving fast with.
We may have a lot of dragon emojis in this one. I'm seeing 3.
I love dragons, so heck yeah. Give us every dragon.
Give them all.
Also, if you're like scrolling through all the different emojis, you're like, what really
Which one do I
inspires
wanna
me?
do?
Heck yes, a dragon.
Dragons are fun to sculpt.
That's really cool. Wow, this group is already vastly different than the previous group.
Yes.
This is excellent.
Let's hop back over to the other 6. At this stage, more silhouette kind of getting generated and processed. So looking at the shapes and the forms, and you can see some people already have their templates loaded in,
Ooh.
and they're lining up their.
That is such a clever way. So like they know that they're sculpting to frame, and that's what they're going to get.
Is. Yep.
Very, very smart.
So all the contestants were given a template file. So all the rendered assets, they're going to be judged on their image on ZBrush Central. And we gave them a template file which they have to fit their final image into. So this way they're all unified. It's all going to be portrait format for that. So that's why you can see with the bottom middle screen here, that it's framed to that rectangular, vertical rectangle. So this way the framing of it is all going to be neutral across all the contestants as well, and you can focus purely on the artistic properties of their work.
Yep. It gives them sort of like a fair basis to be compared from. That's actually one of the main reasons why everything's anonymous. I know that everybody's like, oh, I love this artist and I love this artist. Which one is them? Well, we want an artist's popularity not necessarily to sway the votes, and for the best piece of art to rise up. Because we've got newcomers to ZBrush, and we've got streamers with huge followings. Like, ZBrush is a really great community, and everybody here deserves a fair shake.
Mm-hmm. And our last 2 winning contestants are here in this group as well.
Yes.
So Donna and Martin. They're one of these screens somewhere. We'll see if they can hold on to their title.
We've got some really excellent artists, so we will see. Yeah, we're going to keep it on this overview just because so much of the broad strokes, not necessarily details, are happening right now. So if we zoomed in on one person working on something, you'd miss maybe some really big sweeping
really cool
changes.
Stuff that's happening on the other screens.
Yeah, but we will get into the zoom-ins at least after the first hour for sure.
Yeah, because these are where the largest changes in the competition are going to happen at this level.
Yep.
Right at the start, and just kind of see how they're going to flesh out their forms.
Oh, I love how middle bottom already going in and doing some huge sweeping poses and whatnot. Like, they're like, symmetry? Nah.
Nope, not
They're getting
happening.
straight into the dynamic end of this process.
All right, let's hop over to. Still, we got horns all over the place.
I love it.
Looks like a lot of Sculptures Pro and snake hook usage in that top middle one, so which gives that nice kind of pull-off effect. The Sculptures Pro brush or option inside of ZBrush will allow you to give you, well, when used, will give you dynamic tessellation. So as you're sculpting, the model will tessellate. So it's really nice with the snake hook brush because you can drag out those nice sweeping strokes, and as you drag that stroke out, it's going to populate that stroke with geometry. So you don't get all these little stretch triangles, you kind of get this nice flow happening to it.
Yeah. Ooh, antler horns. I also love the anatomy happening up in the top right.
Yes.
It's just, I love everybody's process. No artist approaches anything the same. Like, you give them the exact same tool set and everybody's gonna do something different.
And that's the other thing great about the Sculpt-Off as well, because that's what you're seeing here. Like, they're all given the same thing. All the computers in here are all in Noman's campus here, one of their labs. All the machines are the same specs. Some have tablets, some have Cintiqs, but that's by preference. And then the installs of ZBrush are all the same.
So rad.
So with the emoji visualization that we're doing for the Sculpt-Off that's happening right now, if you are coming on site for the summit, we will also be doing an on-site challenge that is going to be based around emojis as well. For that challenge, it's going to be similar to the Michelangelo challenge from 2018. So you have 15 minutes to create an emoji.
15 minutes is fast.
It is fast. And after that has been created, it'll be submitted. And the winner of that competition will receive a Ultimaker printer.
Wow.
So they're here too. They are sponsoring the
15
emoji challenge.
minutes gets you, wow.
Yep. So it's a pretty good deal, and you can, if you're on site, you can definitely partake in that challenge multiple times. We had a lot of artists last year that came for the Michelangelo challenge and submitted multiple entries.
I love it.
And then
Can't wait to see.
it's pretty exciting. And then with that as well, the what was my thought here?
Well,
With the emoji challenge, we're going through, and not only is the winner going to walk away with the Ultimaker printer, but in addition to that, we will go through and pick some of our favorite entries from the emoji challenge that's happening on site. And those emojis will be embedded into ZBrush Central.
oh, that's
and
right.
live on.
Special emojis for ZBrush Central users.
So if you want to come to the ZBrush Summit, that's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you can come down here and you can try your hand at another competition involving emojis. So head on out.
I really hope a lot of people in chat now are coming and joining us this weekend. I mean, if you're in California, it is worth it.
And there's no entry fee to get into the summit. We have a bunch of great presentations lined up. You can go get into all of those. I think we also may have some of the workshops still open as well. So if there's any seats in there, you could probably also, if you're coming out, sign up for those workshops too, if there's any seats available.
Those workshops are excellent because it's like
They are.
you, the instructor, and a bunch of computers, so you're getting like a lot of hands-on instruction.
And they're very small, instructors.
Intimate, yeah.
So you don't have a ton of students in there with the instructor, so it's very personal, hands-on, and they go through a lot of stuff. So everyone that I've seen parts of have all been extremely excellent.
Do you want to see the other half?
Let's see the other half.
Wait, yes?
Sure, let me do this.
Ah, smart.
So we got some pumpkins. It's time for Halloween.
I love that they made it like a really, heirloom gourd. So it's not like the perfect pumpkin, it's the
You
lumpy
gotta have
one.
the lumpy one, yeah. So have you ever messed with paper clay?
Yeah, I have, although not in a long, long time.
We did, so I guess it was last Halloween. Maybe it was last Halloween. We sculpted gigantic paper pumpkin heads.
I love it. Did you wear them for Halloween?
We wore them for Halloween. We also made gigantic foam swords.
That is how you
Because you need a
celebrate
pumpkin
Halloween.
head, a cloak, and a gigantic foam sword.
Oh my gosh, you guys are like headless horsemen.
Yes, and Alice's, my daughter's, hers was pink, and she cut out leaves out of can't remember the paper. The paper that's colored paper.
Oh, construction paper?
Construction paper. There we go. Thank you. Thank you.
It's like something special and fancy knows the basic
It
word
was
that
the
you
basic.
forgot.
Yes.
all
And
good.
she glued them all over it, so hers was all like pink and had leaves all over it.
What?
And then we have made it so that when they talk, they lit up. So,
You are a very cool dad.
so I don't know what we're doing this year yet. Gotta figure it out. All right, so if you guys are just tuning in, this is the ZBrush 2019 live Sculpt-Off. We're here in Noman's campus here in Hollywood. We have 24 contestants competing this year for a single championship belt. So we've combined the hard surface and organic divisions into one single division. And the 24 artists are now competing for that championship belt and to be crowned champion ZBrush Sculpt-Off something.
Well, no, that's
ZBrush
some
Sculpt-Off
serious. Like now, it's the one champion to rule them all.
It is. It's a
but
big-
it
it's a
also
big
lets
deal.
the artists like use all their skills and all the different sorts of styles of modeling, not just organic or hard surface. So
Yeah, so I think so far in the last groups, we had one hard surface that was clearly hard surface.
Oh, yeah, and
we
it was
had
all
some blends of
100%.
some of them where
Yep.
we had one that we had an alien that was the sculpted head, and then ended up with, armor and stuff like that, all sculpted out in 3 hours. So a lot of more variety, and kind of, they're open to allow the artists do what they do, rather than trying to constrain them to, you got to stay here or you got to stay here.
Mm-hmm.
Now
Yeah.
let's see if we can run through the artists that are in this group really quick. So a ton of great artists competing in the competition this year. So many good artists.
seriously, and I love the images that they chose to represent themselves as artists. There's some really, really fun and badass stuff.
And some of the artists that are in our competitions too this year, so some of the 24 will also be giving presentations.
Oh.
So there's a few that are going to be doing presentations. So sculpting in the Sculpt-Off. We have some that are even sculpting in the Sculpt-Off, doing a presentation, then also teaching a workshop.
Oh, dang.
That's a lot.
This is a business trip for them. It is all business.
work.
Serious business.
So the summit will be happening this week, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll start on Friday at 12 o'clock, and then we'll continue out through the day. We'll have a Pixelogic presentation at 7:30 on Friday. Then the summit will continue on Saturday and Sunday. If you are in LA and you get to the Noman campus over here, definitely come on out. Get into the ZBrush Summit. It is free, so you just got to show up. We'll let you right in. You can see all the presentations and talk to all the amazing people that are here that are all using ZBrush. So it's a very huge community that comes out for the event, so a lot of good stuff here. We got a bunch of our sponsors showing up with booths as well, so you can go talk to them. And then on Saturday night too, we have a little after party as well. So
Awesome.
yeah, come out. You may want to come out Saturday night.
Yeah, if you're going to come out and you only have a little bit of spare time, come out Saturday evening and meet everyone and hang out. Talk sculpting.
Talk sculpting.
See cool prints.
Yeah, we have Noman has a gallery open too that's focused on all the artwork of ZBrush as well. So
Awesome.
you can come see that gallery show too. So a lot of our contestants here have submitted works for the gallery. So.
Aw, that's really cool.
And all the gallery prints this year were done through ArtStation, and they're doing a new thing they're coming out with, and all the prints are from them. So they're really
Rad.
nice, really awesome prints.
Hello.
So we're at 2:43.
Yes.
For our time,
so we're
going
only
through.
barely 15
Barely
minutes
into it,
in.
barely into it.
17 minutes, whatever. But already people are making huge strides. You can already kind of tell what's happening.
So we're gonna hop over back to our 6s.
We've got a samurai.
So we got some crazy sculpting already happening in the one. So we got stuff fleshed out, now just detailing. Now the big question is, what emojis do these match up with?
I could maybe tell a few from the last session,
The dragons, well, we got all those, right?
yeah, but I mean, what are there multiple emoji dragons?
I'm sure they're internet. Let us know, internet. I'm sure there's more than one. There's 7,000. It's got to be. There's dragon
Well,
face.
there's the squiggle dragon, which is my favorite dragon.
So you got a few.
Oh yeah, ooh, cool. Well, I think we're going to be seeing a little bit of everything. We
Just
didn't really
depends
have.
which one they pick. We didn't have any dragons in the first one.
No, not at all. We had demons, though. People.
Yes, we did have some demons.
The ZBrush community really does embrace.
Demons and dragons.
Yeah, we're fantasy up in here.
Let's have over the other 6. Here's our dragons. So every time I start a dragon, I get the head done, and then I dislike it and throw it away.
Do you get intimidated by the scales?
No,
the
it's not scales. I just don't like the. I don't know.
wings?
I have never made a dragon that I like after a certain point.
Oh, I get that.
I start it, and then I look at it, and then I've never
Are you
gotten
doing
past it.
full-on dragon, or are you doing a
I'd be happy if I could just get past myself in a bust.
wyvern? How do you pronounce that? I only ever read it.
Wyvern?
Wyvren, where their wings are their arms as well. So like, I love that based on the physical anatomy of a dragon and like their wing structure, if they have wings or not, there's like whole different names for each of those.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll find out if these are serpents or dragons
That's
based on their
correct.
wings and arms.
And then the other thing that I don't know why I never realized this earlier in life,
What?
but if you think about mythology of dragons, right? Dinosaur bones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then like the Komodo dragon. You know that.
Yeah.
Oh God, those things are vicious and venomous. Are they venomous, or are their mouths just so dirty that they cause necrosis with their bite?
I think it's the dirty mouth. Internet will correct us.
But I think it's really kind of amazing where old people's like mythology started from, and it's like, oh, we found this like ridiculous bone.
Sized bone. It must be from a dragon.
Well, it's totally a dragon. This one knight came through here the other day.
And then they piece it all together, and you just have like this hodgepodge of bones. You have this gigantic head, and then this little chicken leg. It was a dragon. So who knows? Who knows?
I love it. Yeah, some really cool stuff coming along already. I love how everybody approaches eyes as well. Like, that's such an integral part of a character, like the eye and then the whole socket and the lids and whatnot. So you're gonna see some people creating all of it, or just like flushing in a little bit of the detail.
Yeah.
Or old school sculpture style, like recessing the pupil and adding the speck.
I think most people, I don't know, I think all these artists that we've seen today, they end up as using the eye as a separate piece of geometry. Because then you get that clear transition from the lids.
Well, because they
And then
plan on
also-
making it glow later
Yes,
on.
yeah, or make it glow, correct. We saw some glowy bits earlier. But also it gives you the freedom to mess with those eyelids a little bit more without having to resculpt that eye every time. I haven't seen any VDM usage in this group. We had
No.
some in the last one. So a lot of them are going in now and just hand sculpting stuff here.
It's really cool. And folks aren't using too many crazy brushes. So I feel if you're new to ZBrush, they aren't doing anything crazy in all of this. It's, moves and snake hook. Snake hook is a great brush that I don't get to use it nearly as much as I want to, but it's powerful and it does some really cool stuff.
You guys at home or wherever you are, if you're watching, what brushes are your favorite? Let us know. We'd like to.
Yeah,
like
what's
to
your
hear.
go-to?
Like your go-to 5 brushes.
Top
See it.
5.
Top 5. Because I have my set. It's probably 5.
Yeah?
Clay buildup, dam standard, smooth stronger. None of that random, that wimpy smooth. Smooth stronger.
I love how you're so judgy about the smooth brush. True artist. It's like, no, I don't like blue, I like cerulean.
That name's Snake Hook. Snake Hook's on there.
Oh, yeah.
And then Move.
I use
those would
Move
be the
like
go-tos.
a mofo. I used to use clay and flatten instead of clay and smooth all the time, but I haven't done that workflow in years. Shoot.
But smooth stronger. None of that.
Smooth
none of that
stronger.
wimpy
I guess
smooth.
I'll have. Now, is that the smooth where you let go of the shift while still
No,
holding
that's a
on?
polished smooth.
Because I really like that one.
So bonus points. So Jessica's just
I just didn't know the name.
announcing some tips and tricks. That's a tip and trick.
Is that it? I don't
So
know.
as you're smoothing, You're holding down Shift, and you're smoothing inside of ZBrush. If you release Shift, ZBrush will apply a polish smooth.
So it just basically approaches the whole deformation of the smooth a little bit different and better. It's not as like, I don't know, it doesn't blast things down as much.
So yeah, so the big thing on that one is if you ever have a point in topology where you have a triangle that's generating that nice dimple, and you go to smooth it and that dimple won't go away.
Yeah, it keeps on getting
like dimpler.
dimpler. Turns into a little black hole. It's great.
If you then take that and use that polish smooth as well, it will then smooth it out. Nice.
Yeah, it's a good smooth brush. Shoot, I actually use
Let's switch to the other six, and then we'll get
standard.
back to this. We got to stop talking for a minute as we switch. Okay, there we go. So standard.
So a lot of folks in the chat are kind of like the basic ZBrush tool set, like definitely standard in clay. Clay buildup is pretty popular. Move is a must. Like I don't even feel like that should be considered a brush. It is.
No, I agree.
It's necessary in.
But you can also use snake hook to move, which I do more frequently than.
Really?
Yeah.
But it's so strong.
No, not if you just. It actually
Ooh,
gives
actually,
really cool
I use
effects.
move topology the most. I use that way more than move because I got so many overlapping whatnots.
So if you guys are just tuning in, this is group 2 of the 2019 ZBrush Live Sculpt-Off. The theme this year is emoji visualizations. So the artists for here, there's 24 of them competing for one championship belt this year. And we gave them a list of about 7,000 emojis. And they were able to pick the emoji, and they are tasked with creating a sculptural interpretation of that emoji. So if you think about, say, the crying with
The laugh cry.
the laugh cry.
I like
so
the
you
laugh
could
cry.
sculpt, say, a character that's crying and then maybe puddles and puddles and puddles of water.
Yes.
It could also be an animal at that stage. Like you could have a little puppy that's crying with puddles and puddles of water.
You're like all the heartstrings.
All
Let's
the
go.
heartstrings. So there was a lot of creative ways that could be done to establish that interpretation of that emoji. Another thing we asked them to is to stay away from anything that's already kind of existing in pop culture. So if my two go-to examples of this are, you wouldn't, if we're doing the sad face, you could not sculpt Keanu Reeves. And then if you want to do like the heart with eyes and smiley face, you probably don't want to sculpt Pikachu loving coffee. So those are both,
Aw.
popular culture references that could be easily deniable. So we wanted to see their artwork, their interpretation of the things, and focus on their art rather than a character from something that already exists.
Yeah, and so I mean, if you're going to see some similarities like pop culture, whatnot, artists draw their inspiration from just about everything in the whole wide world, and so you might see something that you're like, oh, it's totally that character. It's probably not, but hopefully everybody's doing something very like original and evocative
yeah,
of
a lot
emotion.
Of them, so we gave them 2 monitors as well. So they have their main monitor, which is what you guys are seeing, and some of these are Cintiqs if they have a Cintiq that they wanted to use. And then give them a second screen, and on there they have reference images. So there's a lot of reference images that are up right now where they're using. Some of them have sculpts that they've already kind of practiced with, so they have their practice versions of their sculpt that they're kind of using as reference as they're creating their masterpiece here in this 3 hours. So if you guys are watching this too, this is a vanilla challenge, which means that version of ZBrush they got was just from a fresh install. And the only thing they were allowed to bring was their UI and hotkeys.
Let's check out the other 6. Have we switched over recently?
Nope, switch.
Damn.
Switch it up.
Okay, good.
So if you guys are watching and you've never used ZBrush before, we're also running specials for the summit this week. So we're giving 20% off on our perpetual versions of the software, which is ZBrush and ZBrush Core. So those are buy once, and we've never charged for an upgrade. So that's for the ZBrush and ZBrush Core. We also have a subscription plan that we started this year as well. And we're giving 20% off on the 1-month and 6-month subscription. So the 1-month plan has a coupon code of Summit 1 month, and then the 6-month has a coupon code of Summit 6 month. So if you have any questions on that, you can go to our chat and just ask in there, and they'll be glad to give you that information. And you can also go to store.pixelogic.com to get those deals. And those are only for the summit, which is taking place starting today, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah. So if you want ZBrush and you haven't had it before and you're inspired by what you see right now, hop on that. I have had ZBrush forever and ever and ever and ever, and I love it. They've always given me the new one when it comes out. Yeah. I use it nearly every single day at work. And then when I actually have time at home, I totally use it there, even just to concept stuff out. Like,
Exactly.
I love working in ZBrush.
And the thing with it too, just it's super used everywhere now in terms of industry stuff.
That's
so we were
true.
talking earlier, like Jessica does a ton of costumes and
Yes.
everything else, and so it can be used there. Jewelry is another big thing.
Yeah, dentistry, prosthetics, automotive, movies and video games,
yeah, all
of
the
course.
flashy stuff. Yeah.
But just so many different uses
Furniture.
and applications. Really?
Yeah.
Ah, that of course makes
Because
sense.
it's a 3D asset, so you can CNC whatever you want out of it. People have been doing whole facades for buildings
I love it.
that they've sculpted all out and then milled in stone. So lots of different venues. Coins.
Is anybody in a particularly interesting industry in our chats or following us? Just use the hashtag ZBrush Summit. Like, share with us. I use ZBrush for this weird and unique thing.
I use ZBrush to design a deck off my.
Really? Uh-huh. Is your deck real fancy or?
No.
You
It was just easier to mock it
it was
out.
just the
Yeah,
best way for
yeah,
you to communicate what you needed.
Yes. I took some pictures,
Awesome.
generated some scan data, and was like, hey, model. Okay, that'll work.
Yeah. Like, whoop.
That's it. So we're down to 2 hours and 30 minutes. So we are 30 minutes into the competition right now.
Can you believe that these sculpts, as complicated as they are only 30 minutes?
Oh,
Can
yeah.
you achieve that in 30 minutes?
It's tough. I
Yeah.
don't think I can. I'm going to say no.
You're like, no.
We're going to err on
These
the side
artists
of no.
are exceptional and wonderful.
And focused.
I also love, okay, so I know that it's not necessary for production, but for a sculpt that's just meant to be a sculpt, I love seeing brush strokes and the striations in it that show kind of like the artist's hand.
It's like the
on
imperfections.
The sculpt. I really like it.
Yeah. And that's one thing where, I think with painting and stuff too, or even anything, if you want those imperfections, because that's what shows the difference between it being 100% machine generated.
Yeah,
So do you want Skynet, or do you want an artist's work?
I love it. And so, I mean, I know that this is definitely like the unfinished version of a dragon and an unfinished character face, but I really love seeing the artist hand in it. It's excellent.
Dragons are looking good. I think you got an elf. I see an ear.
I love elves. So when the guys told me what the theme was, I was like, my most used emoji is this ridiculous, the weird eyeballs with like the squiggle line on top, and then I put elf ears on it, so it's like this really disapproving, grumpy elf. I'm a dweeb. I have it saved as a hotkey. I also use the Kirby dance a lot, but I'm like old school. Like my emojis aren't pictures, they're ASCII characters, because I'm old.
Well, don't worry, they'll translate those. You'll type it in one time and it's going to change.
They-
And you'll see it go to the icon format.
That's okay. They did that to my carrot_carrot. So now it's like a little like smiley face
Space
emoji,
carrot.
which is fine. But I like it old school.
All right, let's hop over to the next 6. So I want to give a shout out to our sponsors for the live Sculpt-Off that's happening today. This is our second group, and we have a bunch of our sponsors that are also sponsoring some of the events at the show as well, but we have a particular group that is sponsoring the live ZBrush Sculpt-Off. So we want to thank Mimaki. They are giving some of the prizes for our competition here. So first, second, and third place will all be receiving a full color Mimaki 3D print of their choice. And these prints look really awesome. We had a chance to see them at Comic-Con. We were there this year, and it's pretty incredible because basically one of the prints we had a lot of underbite kind of surfaces.
Ooh.
And if you were to hand and paint that, you couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And so it got all the color. It was basically a mouth cavity, and instead of having to paint the mouth cavity, it
Right.
printed it all out. So
Gosh, I love
it's
technology.
pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's getting really, really cool. Like my first experience with that was way back when Blizzard did the 3D prints of your character from World of Warcraft.
Oh yes,
And
yes.
they did kind of like a color foam. It's come such a long way.
It has come such a long way.
I love that.
And then also want to thank Wacom for supplying the Cintiqs and tablets. They're also giving the first and second place a 22-inch Cintiq, one of their new ones that they've just put out. So those first and second place contestants for the Sculpt-Off this year will be receiving one of those. Also want to thank Keyshot. So Luxion sent us the software of Keyshot for the contestants to use here with the ZBrush to Keyshot bridge. They're also giving away first and second place, and also third place, the full Keyshot Pro software package. So thank you to Luxion and Keyshot for that. I also want to give a shout out to Form Labs. So Form Labs is giving away a Form-free printer to the winner of the contest here. And they will be here at the summit as well, so they'll have a booth set up. So if you guys are in town and you head to the summit, make sure you stop by the booth and check them out. They'll have a Form 3 down there with them, so another excellent 3D printer that just the quality on that is, and the reliability is really, really nice. So I highly recommend the Form machines. And finally, we also want to give a shout out to Mike Morgan Designs. So each of the contestants was given a custom glove. And these are sculpting gloves. So basically, when you're sculpting on a Cintiq or a tablet, you have your hand, which is going across the surface. And after you're sculpting for like 17 hours, because
The
that's what
Cintiqs get a little warm, and so your hand also gets a little bit warm.
and your boss is like, this deadline's coming, keep going, you got another 20 hours. And so as you're doing that, it starts sticking, right? So that's what this glove solves. And they got these nice custom ones that Mike made that actually have the Z-Man and the ZBrush logo on them.
I actually see one of our contestants wearing it.
Yes. So they're actually being used right now.
They're useful.
So now, we were talking about earlier that you get the software, and it's the vanilla version of the software, but we didn't mention the glove. So the glove could be the magical aspect, which is making everyone complete these brilliant works of art in 3 hours. So this could be it.
It's a power glove in its own way.
This could be it.
Wow, superpowers. Oh, that's nice.
So we're at 2:24. You still got some more time with us.
Well, do you want to start zooming in? I'm seeing quite a bit of work done, and I feel like we
Let's hop
deserve
on
a
over.
closer look.
Let's go down. Let's hit this one up.
Yeah.
Let's hit this one. So little sculptural details here going in. And this one I'm probably going to go with, what do you think, devil? Is there a mask emoji?
You know what? This one, I cannot wait to see what emoji that they were inspired by.
There's an ogre.
Oh.
There you go. Yep, we can go with that.
Yeah? Oh, I actually really agree with you. This is definitely the ogre emoji. What do you use the ogre emoji for? Like when you're like really grumpy that you didn't get your coffee, or? Oh, it could be the oni.
Yes, it could be the Oni. That's the other one. So definitely, I think that's what that was. I'm pretty sure on that one. I think we're safe on that one.
Wouldn't it be funny if somebody did the vomiting face emoji?
That's probably one I would have picked or something like really out there. I think that the other one I was kind of thinking of was just the plane emoji. You just
Just
sculpt
like
the plane.
just the standard smiley face?
No, like the plane, like
Oh,
the
the
airplane.
airplane?
Yeah, you just sculpt the plane.
You're just like, all right, there you go. Ooh.
This one's pretty awesome with the setup, using the frame as your guidelines.
It's really smart because what matters most is the final image. So they are preparing themselves for exactly what.
It's really cool. It's also giving this nice kind of perspective element too, because they have it looks like a sword in the foreground there, and then the rest is fading in the back.
Ooh, and if they do some like Z depth sort of like masking, you can get some really cool final composition.
That was always my favorite thing about like the 16-bit and 8-bit side scroll stuff, where they were playing, where they play with the backgrounds.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you have the 2 layers, and then like the one
Yeah, they
shifting
Snow
faster
White it.
than the other. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like
Always my
this one
favorite.
and then this one.
Yep.
Different timing. Ooh, there's the scaredy cat emoji. I might have done scaredy cat.
So we have some more sculptural stuff here, making a collar, it looks like.
Now, which emoji? There's
know.
so many people emojis that are like people doing things and being things that can be just
Yeah, and it
anything.
could also just go to the emotion. So they could design, you know, whatever character, costume, whatever, and then it's the end emotion that changes it, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like the smiling or the vomiting, like you can go right into that at any point. You're not limited to, you know, that aspect of it. And this one's looking pretty cool too. We got a pumpkin man here.
Oh, that's cool.
Is there?
What are
there's
the
gotta be a-
Halloween emojis?
Yeah, what are those? Jack-o'-lantern?
Ooh.
Roasted sweet potato. That was no one sculpted that one yet.
To be fair, I have used the roasted sweet potato emoji really recently. Like all food-based ones, I'm like, oh, how do you feel about sweet potatoes?
How about this? Just
Turkey
to know,
dinner?
There's all, if you want the definition. Sometimes called a yam. I like how that's in there.
I realized that.
And
so
not to be confused with the potato.
no, plain
Don't-
potato.
Don't confuse it with the potato. That's a roasted sweet potato.
That is for Thanksgiving. It is delicious. I've actually eaten quite a few sweet potatoes recently. It's perfect tasty. And it makes me sad they're not yams. Yams are actually like a really like root vegetable. They're
They're
like
better
more
for you,
turnip
but
than potato.
I don't know. I still like potatoes. Potatoes, for me, are higher on the
Plain potatoes?
eating level than a sweet potato. We used to have a place near us. Used to have a potato burrito, and it used
Other
to,
than potato, what is in it?
whatever else you put in a burrito.
So couldn't it be
It
like
could be anything. But it was amazing. And then they changed it to sweet potatoes. Not as amazing.
no, because it's sweet. And
Yes.
burritos aren't supposed to be sweet.
Yes.
Huh.
So that's really where my judginess comes between sweet potatoes and potatoes.
You're like, you ruined it.
You ruined my potato burrito.
Best thing about this year's Sculpt-Off theme is the amount of dentistry we are seeing in people's sculpts.
So much dentistry.
Well, because there's so much emotion that can only be portrayed by opening the character's mouth. So, like, we're actually seeing people concentrate on teeth.
We can say the pageantry of dentistry.
Ooh. Oh, full-on costuming.
I like it. Demo soldiers never looked this good.
There is a genie emoji.
Oh, I bet that one. This would be a good one. I'd say that would work.
It could be.
So if you guys are just tuning in, this is the 2019 ZBrush Live Sculpt-Off. You're watching right now Group 2. So we had Group 1 this morning, which was consisted of 12 contestants, and this is Group 2. That consists of another 12 contestants. All 24 contestants are battling for the single championship belt to become the ZBrush Sculpt-Off champion for this year.
Right on.
Bragging rights,
Yeah.
as you said, bragging rights. This year, too, for the contest, we do not have a hard surface or an organic division, so we allowed the artists to sculpt whatever they felt they want to do. So if they wanted to sculpt hard surface, they could go ahead and sculpt hard surface. If they wanted to sculpt organic, they could do that, and they could also sculpt in between. So they could sculpt pretty much whatever they wanted.
Yeah.
And another thing we did this year too is we opened it up so that the artists could submit more than one entry if they liked during their 3 hours. I don't think we've seen anyone do that yet, but basically
Yeah.
they could submit 1 entry, 2 entries, or 3 entries. Now the only requirements on that were that each entry must have depicted a different emoji. So you couldn't do 2 smiley face emojis. You had to do smiley face and then maybe a frowny face. Or a dragon, an airplane, and the sweet potato.
I think that's a lot to ask of an artist in 3 hours.
I agree. It's a lot. We wanted to see what would happen.
No, you're like, hey, you have this option. To be fair, in previous years, there have been some artists who have finished quite early.
This is true.
And they totally could have done a second set.
Yes.
Some really amazing artists, too. So.
This one's looking pretty cool here.
Ooh, thank you for zooming in. Now this is the one where
They blocked
everything
out
was
all the stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just all spheres to bring in the muscle groups and whatnot, right?
Yep. And right now he's using, or he or she are using the transpose all selected subtool option there.
Ooh.
So the ears are a separate subtool, eyes are a separate subtool, and the head is.
That is a really clever way to like approach posing when you've got a character that's like
Manipulating.
breaking.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we call it the pizza boxes. So if you're gonna have one pizza, if you're not having a party, you only want one pizza, right? Mm-hmm. But if you're gonna have a party, you're gonna want at least 3 pizzas. So click change that little icon there. We'll determine you're gonna have a party. You're just gonna stay in, or you're gonna call friends over.
I love it. You guys are a very hungry bunch here at the ZBrush offices, aren't you?
I think that's part. I don't know. My daily routine of eating should probably be increased. I eat a lot of cereal, and I don't eat very often.
I love cereal, though. Look, I don't cook very often. On weekends, yeah, but weekdays, I'm just like, get me calories now.
Well, it's got to be hard cooking when you're in costume all the time.
Can you imagine if I was? That would be exhausting, and you very seldom eat while in costume because you're fancy. You don't want to spill something on your silk. Oh, I love stylized mouth, like the way the lips combine with the lower, the under your lip mounds that I don't
can't
have.
think of the
It's
name
the
right now.
maxilla muscles or something. But I really love all of the shapes that blend together in the mouth, and really enjoy having the opportunity to sculpt that type of stuff from scratch. And it doesn't happen very often because you have to work so fast. You're often grabbing,
yes.
oh, well, this character's the closest to it, and then you're taking it and transforming it into a new thing. But
That's another thing with the Sculpt-Off too. A lot of these artists, they do work in the industry, doing various things, and so this is also kind of like an outlet of, hey, I don't normally do this. I can do this now.
And to be fair, then they get to be their own art director and make all of the decisions, creative and otherwise, just all completely on their own. So you're really seeing their brain on display, which is why you got to give them lots of love and respect, because this is hard.
And for the past Sculpt-Offs, I know a lot of the artists that have partaken in the event too have gotten, lucrative offers after doing it.
That's awesome.
Because basically, you're here for 3 hours. You're showing what you do, right? So it's a great avenue to be like, hey, as an employer, I'm looking for artists. Well, how do they work? Here you go. Here's 3 hours of them working.
Yeah. No, that's really intelligent. How cute.
I like the take on the ears being kind of down. Is there a bunny emoji?
Certainly, but it's ears that are straight up, I think.
Ah, there's people with bunny ears.
Oh, they're, oh.
That's exactly what that one is.
Okay, yeah, we found one, and we know exactly what emoji it is.
I like it. Let's go check on. Wow.
Ooh, I like it. Do you think they're just gonna symmetry that over?
Yep. There you go.
Smart.
As you said it.
Gosh, I love the Asian dragon. Like, because it's all so much movement and all its little tendril bits.
Isn't there something with the amount of digits on the fingers that correlates between what type of dragon it is?
I believe you, but shoot, I don't know. I never really considered, because, some have 3.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, actually, shoot.
Internet, help us out.
Well, it might just be like, frequently the wind dragons, which are the squiggly serpent ones, their paws are more lizard-like, so maybe 3. I don't know. That's really cool. I'm just a fan. They can give it 6 toes and have it be polydactyl, and I'm all good with that. Like kitties.
I never think I've seen someone sculpt a tripod dragon though, like a dragon with only 3 legs.
Oh, I bet you the dragon is dead, and there's a knight standing next to it having cut off a leg.
I
Oh,
can
but
see
that would be really cute, like a little tripod puppy, but it's a dragon. Oh, how to train your dragon.
Oh yes.
Isn't
Well,
he
he had
missing?
the wing. The wing
Oh,
issue.
it's the wing.
tail wing. Yeah,
Dang it. It's his rider that has the missing leg.
that's correct. All right, so you guys are watching the ZBrush Live Sculpt-Off. This is group 2. So this is the start of the ZBrush Summit. So the first day, which is today, features the Sculpt-Off. Tomorrow, we will start our presentations and our normal general admittance into the event. So if you're in the LA area, definitely come on by. And so Friday, starting at 12 o'clock LA time, we will have Newt Studios starting us off in the presentations, and we'll be streaming presentations all day. Then on Saturday, we will continue with the ZBrush Summit, so more presentations. Also, we have some workshops that are happening on site. Some of them, I think, still have some open slots. So if you go to zbrushcentral.com, you can look at that. And if you're planning on attending, you may just want to see if any of those workshops have any open seats. They're really an excellent way to get into ZBrush and also find tips and tricks that professionals end up using. So really cool stuff. And then Sunday, we have some more presentations as well. The ZBrush Awards will be on Saturday night too, and then there's going to be an after party after that. So definitely come on out if you're in the LA area. Stop by the Noman campuses here and say hello. During the summit, we're also offering 20% off for the perpetual licenses of ZBrush. So we have the perpetual, which is ZBrush and ZBrush Core. We're also doing 20% off for the monthly subscription and the 6-month subscription, and those have coupon codes that can be entered in to achieve those discounts. So if you need more information on those, just hit up the chat and we'll send you those stuff there. Or you can also go to store.pixelogic.com.
Sculpting the cloud, and a stylized one at that. That's so cool.
So here's some.
Ooh.
So we talked about earlier how we just gave them the vanilla version of ZBrush. And with that, they weren't allowed to bring any of their own custom brushes. So we've seen one artist in the last group was making their own. So here's another example of that. So taking a plane and sculpting a pattern here and generating
cool.
a brush.
So they just sculpted all of that and they turned it into a brush to create like skin texture on. I'm very excited to see this happen.
Yeah, so they've created the brush and are now applying it to their sculpt. So really cool functionality there. And this allows you to, instead of going through and sculpting all that skin detail out every single time, you sculpt it once.
Yeah, you want to work smart. Gosh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's another good trick, just hitting the edges of a surface with a really strong brush, which will make them pop out.
I super dig what
Because a
they're
lot of
up
times,
to.
like if you look at a sculpt, your eye's going to catch those areas of transition. Right? That's where it's going to go. And so any areas where you have surfaces bumping into each other are the ones that are going to become more interesting. So really cool stuff there.
Yeah, this is really rad.
Did we get
This
all
is
the-
like a master dragon class.
Did we get all the dragons? Did we get this dragon yet? I think we did this one.
Yeah,
And then
'cause,
we'll go over to the other side.
he or she was working on the cloud.
Oh, yes. Okay. So
But it's still super rad. Behold, amazing work. Done in less than an hour.
yes,
What?
we're almost at the hour mark here. So the contestant's been sculpted for an hour. Let's go back to the groups of 6.
Can you imagine if the top middle was like their
Done.
finished sculpt? Oh, holy snacks.
So one of our contestants, I think, is taking a potential break here. So the screensaver is kicked in on that one up there. So we can zoom in on some of these.
Yes, please. Samurai. Is there a samurai emoji?
There's got to be.
Oh, for sure Z is bright. Samurai emoji.
Is there one?
Well, there's the castle. There super is, yes.
A lot of masking here. And this is another area, those transitions. So using masking to do this too is another great way kind of enhance those areas. So you can mask them out and then come through and bump those edges so you get that nice clean transition. Stacking geometry is always sometimes a little bit easier than trying to sculpt that perfect edge. Just cram two pieces of geometry together and you get a nice edge.
Yep, you gotta work smart. Got a couple friends in chat right now, like Bill Roper, who I met ages and ages and ages ago, and he's kind of a badass in the game industry. I don't know if anybody played Diablo or anything like that, or
Who hasn't played Diablo? Let's just put it that way. If you haven't, you're in trouble.
and tons of games. Like I am shortchanging him right now by not mentioning everything he's worked on. But hi, Bill.
No, I think I've lost a lot of years of life to Diablo.
Hey, that was worth it. Honestly, like all of the video games that you play, you can't fault yourself for it because you're gaining inspiration, you're staring at art. Look what your industry you're in now. Like that was homework. What are you talking about?
It's true. I probably could have done a little when I had to, after World of Warcraft, and typing in /played and being like, ooh.
Oh man. Luckily I split my game hours across 2 accounts, so it's like, no, I haven't played very long. Civilization though, thousands of hours.
I had a few friends that wanted me to get back into the vanilla WoW, and I was like, no.
Classic is super fun.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I spent
Nostalgia vibes.
Yeah, but I still remember those. I still remember having a Murloc suit. And all your the little collectible collector's editions versions
I love
back
my
in the day.
Murky.
The little Diablo.
Oh yeah.
And then it was the Diablo, there was a Zergling, and then I think a panda.
Yep. Yep. Little baby that fell asleep. You know, one year for the cosplay competition at BlizzCon, a girl dressed up as that panda, and she had a little stick that had the Z's on it that she spun, so it looked like the Z was just going up, up, and up. It was really, really cute. Like it was, everybody in the audience was just like, "Aww."
It's asleep. Got the
But once
pumpkin.
again, I hold to video games were like homework, especially if you're a digital artist. Like, embrace it. That hobby has only helped you.
The IRS doesn't like that though. You can't write off all the video games I played.
I can. What are you talking about?
Maybe. So we got the pumpkin here.
That's a really wicked jack-o'-lantern. Well done.
It's hard to get those, like you use the Boolean assets to kind of generate those teeth kills, use masking, but it's not as easy as you think to.
Well, they
punch
just
out the
made it as
perfect
like
jack-o'-lantern mouth.
they did like a separate polygroup for the insides. They hid and deleted,
The stuff, yeah.
and then just shelled it.
Yep. It's a good way of doing
Smart.
it.
Yep.
This one's going shiny. Shiny and chrome.
Is it the robot emoji?
Oh.
Oh, how cute. That material looks nice.
It's just the normal metal one. So we didn't allow them to bring in anything but their custom UI and custom hotkeys. So anything you see here is all done with the vanilla version of ZBrush. And they were allowed during the contest to, modify, change, do whatever they want. So as we saw, we had some people making their own brushes. Some of these materials have definitely been modified too that you're seeing. So they've started with something and then changed it to what they want.
Well, that's like one of the really nice things about ZBrush in general is like the hood, you can look under the hood at any time and change things around as you want. Granted, it's kind of intimidating to drop down a menu and be able to fiddle with so many levels of alteration and whatnot for brushes and everything, but powerful.
He's
I like
very
how
excited.
manic this one is.
And here's the last one of this 6.
There's a whole cape and it.
All right,
Is
so
that another
it's a
dragon?
It's got hard eyes.
Oh my gosh, I love this one so much right now. That's so cute.
He's just in love with the knight. He's just in love with the knight. It's pretty good. So for the theme this year, the theme was emoji visualizations. So the contestants had to pick an emoji and then sculpt their interpretation of it. So we gave them the full list of emojis. We were pondering, restricting them to a certain amount, and then I was like, just see what they do. Just give them all.
Overwhelming choices.
Yes. And so we have a wide range of stuff in here in terms of the different emojis they've all picked. The heart-shaped eyes dragon, I think that one's pretty awesome.
Yeah, finding a way to insert humor into your sculpt, it's challenging, but like, it's so satisfying to see.
Let's hop over the other one.
Okay, definitely genie. So dragon, dragon, genie, dragon. We will find out, and we will find out.
Oh, it is definitely gone to genie now.
Oh yeah,
The coloring, yeah, for sure.
it's gonna be good. Actually, doing that whole like head wrap thing is such like a fun like. I would love to just sculpt that wraps and ties and bows, just because it's satisfying to do that stuff. I want to sculpt now.
If any of you are sculpting during the competition, definitely send images of what you're doing.
screenshots.
Yeah.
Share what you're working on, if you can.
ZBrush Summit.
Yep. Or if you're following along with the challenge all on your own, if you got inspired by maybe some of the stuff you're seeing here, share it with us. ZBrush Summit. Ping us on Twitter too, or here in the chat.
We got the posing going on now. There's our information for following us here.
I'm gonna now check the Twitter ZBrush Summit hashtag.
So we are now under the 2-hour mark. Or, yes, under the 2 hour. They have less than 2 hours left in the competition. Now, for the last group that came through here, we had it was probably about the last hour where they would then start working up on their rendering. So we probably have about another hour of sculpting that these artists are going to do, and then it's going to get transferred over to the rendering aspect of stuff.
Very nice. There's a guy out in Macedonia working on his his elf ranger.
Excellent.
I'm all for that. Elves, rangers, more elves.
Elves with bows.
Yeah. Like, how can you go wrong?
Are you still doing anything involving elves and dice?
I haven't had time for D&D in quite a while. Mostly because it's like, you have so many friends to get together to play the game, so all your schedules have to combine. Yeah, it's been a little tough, which is such a bummer because it's so much fun.
Yeah, I really enjoy the story elements of it. The group we play, one of our friends has a campaign that's based around vampires.
Ooh. Now, vampire is my favorite tabletop.
And so we do that, and the group that I play with, we go chaotic pretty quick.
You guys all just destructive
we're
players.
Awful vampires, yes. And so we're gracious that our DM puts up with our shenanigans, because it's a lot of shenanigans.
He would acquit you
Yes.
if it bothered.
My character, I think, has died twice now, almost.
And came back, or did you re-roll?
There were some mystical spirits at play.
You have a very nice DM, let me just say.
Well, especially because the deaths involve my character doing really stupid things.
They should have just let you die.
Exactly.
Terrible. See all these dragons? And you're like, I'm gonna go poke with my sword. Ting, ting, ting. God. You deserved way worse, but I mean, shoot. It's also fun just to be shenanigans.
That's how I play my video games anyway.
Yeah?
I play it how I live. Shenanigans.
Oh, this is cute.
This one's good too.
Oh, the iris is like a whole separate object.
It's a smart way of doing it.
Heck yeah.
I like the flatness as well too. The other thing I was hoping to see in 2019, we introduced some of the NPR filtering. I was hoping to see if any of the contestants was going to use that as well. But as you were mentioning earlier, some of the stuff, especially with pipelines and things,
Yeah.
you may not be ready to go that route yet.
Yeah, you kind of slow trickle new features into your workflow because, like, especially for a competition where it's like a lot of stress and you got to get a lot done. You don't want to experiment today. You want your
To
plan of
know what
attack
you
to be
know,
like,
yes, exactly.
at such and such point, I should be this far. And by the way, we're just over an hour into this competition. There's 2 hours remaining. Well, an hour and 55 minutes, but oh, that tentacle is looking so cool.
I think it's a tail. I think it's part of the dragon. But you can see I went into this one because all those scales were done with a single drag. Like there was
Really?
yeah.
So they created
They created the brush
and then just
dragged
whoop.
it out. Yep.
Powerful. It's fantastic. It looks great. And especially like when working with brushes, you can also add color into it and how color is received on that brush as well. So
Oh yes, definitely a genie.
I love the huge mustache.
You gotta have it like with it where it kind of looks like a lamp. That's how you gotta get that mustache. It's gotta be like a lamp mustache.
Oh man.
And that's just because the genie's been in that lamp for so long that the mustache just grew.
Yeah,
into
he
that shape.
doesn't have a razor.
No.
Super fuzzy grandpa eyebrows. Eyebrows are so integral into portraying like all the emotion stuff.
The emoji emotions.
Heck yeah.
All right, so you're just tuning in. You're watching the ZBrush 2019 live Sculpt-Off. We have 24 contestants this year competing for the single championship belt to be crowned the winner of the ZBrush Sculpt-Off. So let's go through and see which contestants we have in this group. So we got a wide range of contestants. Run that here quick. All right, so excellent group of artists that are competing this year.
So
In
talented.
both groups. So if you guys turn to the first one, those was the list of the artists that are here competing in the second one. For the competitions we do as well, we try to keep this as anonymous as possible. So that's why you won't see any of the artists' names on any of the screens. And even Jessica and I have no clue who is sculpting what. So
Nope.
no clue. So we see all the monitors, at once. We have like all little pictures of all the sculptures that are going on, but as for which artist is doing what, we are clueless. The voting for the competition here will be done on ZBrush Central. So we will, after the event today, the images will be collected and they will be going up online for voting. That's going to start on Friday at 12 o'clock. The link for that site will be vote.pixelogic.com. And the ZBrush community, you guys out there, will determine the winner. So you'll be able to vote on one image of all the entries. And then those images, the top images that receive the most votes, will be going to a panel of judges. And they will just verify these votes, make sure that no one has,
Broken any of the rules.
And then the winner of the competition will be announced on Sunday at 6 o'clock. So make sure you guys vote on ZBrushCentral.com, and the voting will start on Friday at 12 o'clock. Now, if you're also just tuning in, we want to thank our sponsors that are making the Sculpt-Off happen here. We're live at the Noman campus here in LA, so we want to thank Noman for allowing us to use their establishments yet again for another Sculpt-Off. I want to thank Jessica for showing up and helping me commentate on this.
No, I've got to thank Joseph here.
I also want to thank Mimaki for giving some of the awards for the Sculpt-Off this year. So Mimaki is donating 3 full color prints to our top 3 finalists for the event, so first, second, and third. I want to thank Wacom for allowing us to use the Cintiq tablets and also the Cintiqs and also the tablets for the event here. So their artists are all using pen devices and they're all Wacom devices for the competition here. I also want to thank Luxion for allowing us the usage of Keyshot, and they're also giving away Keyshot Pro versions for our finalists in the competition as well. Also want to thank Formlabs for providing the Form 3 printer, which our first place winner will be receiving. They're also going to be here at the show as well, so if you're in town, come on by the ZBrush Summit. It is free to get in. Stop by their booth, say hello. You can see the Form 3 down there with them and talk to them about all the great things they're doing with 3D printing. And finally, I want to thank Mike Morgan Designs for giving all the contestants in the Sculpt-Off this year one of his gloves. So he has these sculpting gloves that he creates, and he's made us a special ZBrush one that has the ZBrush logo on the back side of it. And some of our contestants currently have them on and are using them.
Yep.
So that may be the determining factor, as we mentioned earlier, in how you can get this quality out of ZBrush in 3 hours.
Well, it'll definitely speed you up because then you're not fighting against humidity and whatnot.
Correct.
We actually had a viewer from South Africa in the chat saying, oh, I think I need one of those because my hand is always sticking to my tablet. It really does help. Like, I use fingerless gloves because my office is also
cold,
freezing. Blizzard takes their name seriously. And it helps just with that glide. But if you are in a hot environment where you get the same problem, like this is pretty fantastic, actually. This is a good size, too.
Mm-hmm. So we have about an hour and 48 minutes left of the competition.
They're getting 3 hours total to create an entire image representing an emoji. No pressure. But I can't believe it's only been an hour and people are as far along as they are. Like, there's some pretty complete characters already.
There is. A lot of these could be already, done.
Yeah.
Just
ship it. It's excellent.
It's done.
Are we getting the Canada emoji?
It could be the Canada emoji, the maple leaf. Mm-hmm. It could be wings for a phoenix.
No, it's the pumpkin.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. I was like, there was what?
It could be a second emoji.
You're like overachiever. So you were mentioning the first time around how to enter to offer yourself as a participant for this, but like, when does it happen? How do you sign up?
So way before the summit will take place, we open up submissions, and then we usually post about this on ZBrushCentral.com. And basically, you just fill out a form, and you submit your artwork, and then that submission will allow you to go through and potentially get into the Sculpt-Off. So all the artists here ended up submitting their stuff and then getting into the Sculpt-Off, and they're here today sculpting. So definitely go to ZBrushCentral.com, look, visit it. I usually have it as a homepage on my browser. Even before I was at Pixelogic, it would still be like one of the tabs, the startup tabs.
It's like your morning
like
routine.
yeah.
It's like opening the newspaper.
Uh-huh.
It's just, but it's
you go there, you look at the
ZBrush.
inspiration, get you through the day. And so definitely check back on that, because when we open the submissions for that, there will be a note on that. Also, if you're not subscribed to our newsletter, we also put that information through there, so you'll get emailed when that happens as well. And then you can submit and try to get in the Sculpt-Off for 2020.
Awesome.
And then you'll be here for 3 hours. If anyone tells you it's not stressful, you
Oh
should
my
see some
gosh.
of these artists. They come in and there's a lot of like relaxation like that happens after. They're just,
After, I was
done.
like, no one's relaxed right
Yeah,
now.
after they finish, it's just like you just see them all go.
Yeah, well, everybody really breathed, like, it's really quiet in the room right now because everybody is so focused and so concentrated. Like, they can't waste a minute. They've got a plan of attack to get the image in, the colors in, the lighting in, renders.
Everything.
Deliver that image. Like, that's a lot to ask of anybody in 3 hours. You know, way back to the first Sculpt-Off, it was the sculpture and it was a final image, but it wasn't, there was no color or anything really on it.
No,
it was all gray.
we've done quite a few. So I mean, we've had ones that were 3D printed, and
Oh,
so we
yeah.
went. The voting was done on the 3D printed and also the image. We've tailored the contest over the years, and we try to keep it a little different. I think the last one, the tarot cards, was pretty awesome. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, I like that theme. A little esoteric, but perfect. Actually, I like artists making art, and whatever inspires the artist, you're just going to get excellent stuff out of it.
So we're gonna get a full costume out of this too. It looks like
Oh man, it's a lot of work.
it is a lot of work. We're joking earlier that a lot of the contestants here also, doing stuff like this, maybe part of their day job as well. And after you go in a contest for 3 hours and do some amazing piece of work, you're gonna get back to the office and the boss is gonna be like, hey, you told me 2 weeks.
Hey, that depends on the art director, honest. Like, you can get a lot done if you can do whatever you want.
It's true.
The concept team over where I work is fast like this. I have so much respect for artists that can hustle and come up with creative, really wonderful ideas this quickly.
It is definitely a talent. And all these artists are just flying through this stuff here. Let's get some more painting. We saw some painting earlier too with breaking up those details to then render and get some of that stuff to pop out.
Oh yeah, I mean, skin isn't just one color, it's like all fancy,
Yes.
dappling.
The dappling. I like that.
More dappling.
We need more dappling. We got some ZModeler brush usage here. So some poly modeling inside of ZBrush.
That's gonna end up being glass.
Mm,
Do you think?
I don't know.
Am I wrong? Shoot, I'm
You
wrong.
may be wrong.
Never mind, forget I said anything. Wait, what is it?
Shoulder pads? Shoulder.
Oh, it's like a robot shoulder joint.
Intergalactic. All right, let's hop over to the other side here. Back to our dragons.
It's really interesting to me that we didn't have any dragons at all
We had
first
none on
round.
the first round.
And they're, I don't know. ZBrush folks love dragons, I guess. I don't blame them. This is some really cool stuff. But they're not all the same. Like, they're all
They're all very different.
very
different.
unique and artistically their own thing.
I'm gonna zoom in on this one here. I like the freckles.
I really do.
And once again, this was started, what? A little over an hour ago.
It's crazy.
Like, this wasn't days ago. This was today.
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 Began at 4 p.m.
Nope. And oftentimes too, when these artists are working as well, they're working on like individual parts. I think this is part of the one girl's hair here.
Oh, yeah.
But you don't ever, like, sometimes you won't see the full model until the very end. Like, you won't, like, even us.
Oh, that's true. Because, I mean, every artist has their own workflow, and they know what they're working on. They don't need to see the whole thing. So we'll be like, what's that sphere a part of? Wait, which model was this? Now we know which emoji this is. There's a bunny girl emoji, and
We're pretty sure that's it.
yeah. So we're like, okay, we know one.
Oh, we're pretty sure we got the genie one, too.
Yeah, and the dragons.
We're
Going
carving in
classic genie for
classic
this one.
genie. No doubts on this one. I like it. It's nice and clean. Mm-hmm. There's some more dragon detailing.
Wow, this has really come a long way just since the last time we zoomed in. Although it's like a very old dragon because it's got like the warts and the wrinkles and the bits and the growths and stuff. Like it's kind of like a catfish, really.
It is because of the
Little wispy bits.
wispy bits. I like that. That's what we're calling them now. Wispy bits.
Oh, wispy bits. His whiskers.
And then
It's
this
really
one,
cool.
getting those teeth in there.
Ooh.
Got those angled back teeth. That's to keep the prey from escaping.
What? Alligators? No. Oh, a lot of fish actually
A lot of
have
fish
the
have
teeth
backwards
like that.
teeth. Yep. All the
And then the
gar,
secondary set that like
the
runs on the
pickerels
inner
and
bit.
The gars, yeah.
Yeah, as an artist, you're going to be working on stuff that doesn't exist in real life. So finding something that anatomically informs your decisions, and then finding the more obscure reference to use, you're going to create something that maybe somebody has never even seen before, too.
And I think if you have anything that kind of grounds it in reality too, it gives someone a point to connect to, and then it makes the other elements more believable.
Yeah. So it's like, this is believable, but it's something that's never been seen before. I don't know, how much time do you spend watching like Blue Planet and all that?
Not too much, but enough.
Yeah.
It's more. In North Carolina we have a lot of wildlife.
Oh, so you just look outside. See, no, I mean, I've got a fair amount of coyotes count, right?
Coyotes count. Totally count. That's a pickerel. I'm sure.
Are they tasty?
I don't know. I've never.
Oh, do you catch and release?
Yeah.
Got it.
So if you're just turning in, this is the ZBrush Live Sculpt-Off for 2019. We have 24 contestants currently battling it out over the period today for the championship belt. We're currently in group 2, so we have 12 artists competing right now. Our first group went this morning. This is our second group, and we're almost at the halfway mark. We're almost there.
Nearly 90 minutes in.
And you see how far these guys have gotten and gals have gotten.
Yeah, we're just going to do a brief overview just because everybody's working so fast, so things are really hustling along with every single character, every concept. It's very exciting. What's your favorite? Oh, if you had to choose an emoji to make into a whole sculpture, what would you choose?
That'd be a good one, yeah. Internets, which one would you choose?
Just send us the emoji, hashtag ZBrush Summit, and we can all.
All right, let's hop over to that.
We'll just get a bunch of eggplants.
That's right, eggplants and sweet potatoes, also known as a yam. Oh man, I like the pumpkin one. It's got some like style to it now.
Ooh,
It's kind of like
the
at the
sassy
mermaid.
hip
Yeah,
cock.
yeah.
There's some really cool stuff going on. Just so many different approaches. There's no wrong way to approach something in ZBrush.
So I think this one's another genie. So I think I have 2 genies in this one. What do you think?
Dang, I think you're right. Well, it's blue. Is there anything else that's blue? There's aliens are blue. No, they're gray.
They could be blue. My aliens are blue.
I feel like in my universe, aliens are blue. Okay, girl robot, samurai, oni / ogre, jack-o'-lantern,
We're going through the list here. We're trying to guess.
heart-eyed dragon. I don't know what the heart-eyed dragon would be.
It would just be the
just
heart-eyed
could be the
emoji.
heart eyes.
Yes, I think it's the heart eyes.
So cute. And it's like strangling a knight.
Strangling the
Like
knight.
it's really fantastic. I just want to hold him and squeeze him and call him George.
It's also weird. I just noticed this on this 6th screen here. It's like there's this little space, and it's
you're
just my
peeking.
face.
Sup? Hey girl, hey.
Oh, welcome to the 2019 ZBrush Live Sculpt-Off. All right, so we're gonna go through a list of our current contestants here. A little video on who is competing, since this is a anonymous competition here. We can't really talk about the artists that are competing here.
But we're really proud of who we have
are,
here.
Yes, it's a very excellent group of artists. We just want to show a quick video of who is competing. And we're back.
Hi again. So we are almost at exactly the halfway mark, and that is wild how much they've got done. Do you think a lot of folks are going to be taking things into lighting and sort of like materials
We may
breakdown?
actually get multiple entries for this group.
That's right. Everyone's really,
'Cause
really
they're
fast.
pretty far along, like all of them. Like there's.
I think they're more awake than the morning crew.
Oh,
We're so
that could be
sorry.
it too.
We're
That
so
could
sorry, morning
definitely be
crew.
it too.
Although 11 a.m. is not that early. Should
Well,
be
a few of our
rested.
contestants are jet lagged as well. So
Wait, coming from where?
we have some all over the world.
Really?
I can't say. Don't want to give it away.
Oh,
But we have a bunch of
Everywhere.
contestants that have flown in. I don't know if they've been here for 24 hours yet. So
oh my goodness,
Yeah.
that's a lot of pressure actually. Although, if I was flying someplace, I would want to get the hard thing done immediately so then I could just enjoy being elsewhere. That's a smart way to do it.
yeah, that's why we try to do this before the summit. Too,
Yeah.
because in the past we have done it during the summit.
Simultaneously.
Yeah,
So then
yeah,
they're
and that was
missing.
chaos.
It was like
Yeah.
you would be in the Sculpt-Off and people would have to choose between watching the Sculpt-Off or watching a particular presentation. We don't want anybody to have to choose. We don't want the artists who are here to have to choose.
Exactly.
So
And
You
also,
guys
the
really looking
Sculpt-Off's
out.
a good like Thursday background kind of like thing.
Yeah.
Like, you're at work, you're doing what you need to do, and you just have it sitting over there.
yeah, watch other people just make cool stuff.
All right, well, let's get back to it.
Yes, please, show me more.
Let's see which one I'm gonna do. So we got all sorts of stuff. Oh, Jeannie's got a tail now too. Oh, that's a good brush. I didn't put Spiral on my list, but Spiral should probably be on the list too.
It's not going to be in your top 5. How often do you spiral
yeah,
stuff?
pretty much everything.
You're like, I just add a little like,
Yeah, because you can do it really light, and it
And
just adds just a little bit. So like, like how he's doing this
It's like-
wisp here. Like you could hit those, he could hit those gauntlets with it, and it
And just
give
like,
that little whoop.
to be fair, yeah, twist is definitely one of like my, always have to have it on hand because you're right, it's useful in so many different ways.
Definitely for conceptual stuff and things like that. Just trying to, because it does give
Well,
like these
cloth,
little happy
hair.
accident shapes. Yeah.
The tips of armor, just, yeah, no, you're not wrong. I just, I didn't think of it and now I regret not saying it.
Take the move brush off.
No, God, take anything before you take my move brush.
Yeah, because look, just made one and now it has a whole bunch of them done.
And they're so twisty and they're, and then now they're all unique.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's gonna turn into a really nice composition when this artist decides to make the final image.
Let's see if we can get any more artists using the spin brush.
You're hoping you can actively influence the artist.
That's right.
It's right
Through
here.
mind control.
Extra points to spin brush.
Spin brush. Oh, we may get some usage here. Let's see. Searching for the spin brush.
Ooh, cool claws.
Oh, there's some Sculptors Pro. Oh, spin, spin, spin.
Nope.
Not yet. Is it down there? Is it on the list? I don't know if it's on the list.
I don't see it.
No. We have two monitors here. The one's really big, and we keep looking at the small one.
It's because it's got every screen.
No, I don't see any spin.
No.
No, let's try another dragon. See if we get spin here.
Ooh, getting
Oh,
the
this
colors
one,
all
yeah,
placed.
I like this.
I'm a big fan of red dragons. I like.
I like the taper of the head on this one, too. It's got that
Ooh.
nice front profile to it.
It's kind of the little pointy dog of dragons.
Uh-huh. Dragon with the pointy nose.
Yeah, I really love how much color and whatnot adds to the final image for everybody competing. So you're going to see a lot of folks enhancing their sculpts with like color and all of that. I actually love using certain brushes that affect turning off sculpting, right? And just having color on, so that way I can fill
Fill it,
recesses
yeah.
or just hit the tips. So it's like the equivalent of like a dry brush over really
Over top of the
complicated
stuff,
sculpt. Yeah. Highly recommend.
The trim dynamic brush and the trim adaptive work really well for that. Just with color.
Yeah, or you can do some masking by cavity. Grab some stuff and like really enhance. I saw a couple people getting ambach passes out of ZBrush in their own way, because you can also mask by ambient occlusion.
Yep.
Yeah, some pro level stuff that you're gonna end up seeing for the final rendering and coloring and all that stuff. Just enhanced.
Enhance. Enhance. We got the other dragon here. This one's getting the coloring done too.
Ooh. Majestic.
So do you think when they're done with you think when they go on the coloring stage, they're done with the sculpting?
I think that you do some coloring and then you hit up sculpting as needed, honestly, and then you could do a little bit of sculpting with a color associated with it after you've kind of like laid down some base stuff. I don't know. I don't want to speak for these artists because everybody's got their own workflow, but I definitely have added more sculpt and more color on top of like a base pass.
So this one's getting some close now.
Nice, adding just a little edge loops to sharpen
those
stuff
corners,
so they can
yeah.
smooth it all out. Smart.
Just fixing all those edges. So for the contest, we limited the amount of stuff in which the contestants could bring. So they were only allowed to bring their hotkeys and also a UI. So they weren't allowed any custom brushes, any custom materials, any custom base meshes. They had to use everything. They could only use stuff that shipped with the retail version of ZBrush. So none of the stuff they're doing here is unattainable.
Yeah,
so
everything
it
is
just shows off their
in the program,
pure
ready
talent.
to go.
So you can download ZBrush and do exactly what they're doing here today. And with that in mind, if you have not used ZBrush or do not a owner of a ZBrush license, we are giving 20% off for the summit, and that is starting the day. And so we're giving 20% off of our perpetual licenses, which are for ZBrush and ZBrush Core. And we're also giving 20% off our ZBrush subscriptions, which we have a 1 month subscription plan, and we also have a 6-month subscription plan. So we're giving 20% off on both of those as well. To find out more about this limited time offer, check out store.pixelogic.com or send a message in our zbrushlive.com chat, and somebody will point you in the right direction. And as you were mentioning earlier, I bought ZBrush and it was like $200, I think.
Yeah, mine was a while ago too.
Yeah, and never charged for an upgrade.
I actually, I love using legitimate software. So like I like buying stuff when I can, and it makes me really happy that it's, I don't know, really kind of the ZBrush folks to always make it a perpetual license. Like you own ZBrush, you're a part of the community permanently.
Yes.
You buy it once and you're good to go. And then there's so many versions of ZBrush out there, like ZBrush Core, which is for like a student's budget.
Yeah, and also
know?
just if you want to dabble in, creation of 3D assets, but
Yeah, it
maybe
gives you
don't
a
want to
ton.
fully jump in, it's definitely the route to go. And then we have an upgrade path for that as well. So you can go from Core to ZBrush.
Yeah,
and
somebody
there's
was
an upgrade
asking
plan.
in chat about that as well, and I think we've got somebody monitoring the chat in all the different places that you're watching this streaming. They can answer your questions, whatnot. Super pro group.
So we got about 25 minutes until there is an hour left. We'll probably take a break about then.
Okay.
So you guys for another 25 minutes. We're gonna hop around some more.
Sorry, the claw was getting a little bit further along, and I just wanted to show it because, like, everybody knows like dragon faces, dragon wings, but like the claws, that's really, really fantastic. And it's like, what animal are they being inspired by? Is it more feline? Is it more
You have some birds. Like you got,
lupine? Or bird.
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 I think if you're, your dragons, you want to have those kind of scaly type fingers, kind of like those.
Yeah,
bird
but they're
talons.
so, well, shoot, birds. It would be more bird-like if it had the other talon on the back of the hand. So I'm thinking it's a little bit more kind of feline, to be honest. That's my opinion. I'm
A
gonna.
feline opinion? You going that way? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's got more knuckles.
Yeah, because you go the instant connection, which is like lizard.
Yes.
Right. And then birds the other route. I don't know cat. I don't know if I go feline.
You think this is more lizard?
Yeah, lizard,
Okay.
lizard bird.
It's cool,
Yeah, it is
and
cool.
I'm all
It's
for
very
it.
cool. It is definitely a dragon claw.
Meow.
You got the tongue on this one.
Oh, look at the coolness that they did with their like texture scales and stuff. This one's gonna look rad when they get that into Keyshot. If they take it into Keyshot. It'll be rad straight out of the ZBrush too, but I think they're gearing up for some cool stuff for the last hour and a half.
Getting that shiny. Oh, gotta hit this because I see
Ooh.
some more spin brush. There it is. There it is.
You have an addiction to spin brush.
It's all James Cain's fault.
Oh, but it makes sense for a genie as a character because they're like kind of
Wispy,
vaporous.
smoky, vaporous. Yeah.
This is gonna be really cool. I'm excited to see what it evolves into for the final image. How do you think they're gonna render this all? You know, having a mesh sub
You
to
could.
the mesh.
It's like a translucent mesh that then bleeds through, so you kind of have that underlying structure where it's contained in like a bottle.
Ooh.
So the body is the bottle, and then the
Conceptually,
smoke is
I love this.
inside
Yeah,
of the like this. Yeah. I think that's pretty cool. I like that. I like where it's going. Let's see what the other 6 are doing. If you guys have any questions in chat, definitely shoot them out.
So for the subscription versions of ZBrush, the code is for the 1 month subscription.
It is Summit 1 month. And then for the 6 month, it is Summit 6 month.
I saw somebody asking in regards to that. So it's, and you'll see it, like once you enter the code, you'll see it on checkout.
And there you go. So there was the information there. So yes, if you have any questions on that, hit us up. We will attempt to answer them. I want to thank our sponsors briefly. So I want to thank Mamaki, Wacom, Luxion, who gave us our licenses to Keyshots, Form Labs, and of course, Mike Morgan Designs, who held us up with these gloves. So thanks all our sponsors for making the Sculpt-Off here happen. I also want to give a shout out to Noman for allowing us to use their labs yet again for another year.
It's a great space.
It is. It's like the perfect thing. So like, they have all the machines set up for the students.
Yes,
We
and
can
they're
come
good
in, We can
machines.
take over the entire room.
Yep.
And then just do our stuff. We
Yeah.
try to put it all back nicely the way it was. Until next year.
So I actually went to school here at Nolan, and it's really nice to come back for this ZBrush Summit each year because so many memories, so much good art, good friends, all that. This works if you're left-handed too. Like
It does.
Yeah,
You can
it's
use it on either
symmetrical.
hand. I don't know many people that sculpt with two though.
Can you imagine if you were like, what was the inventor that did that? Was that Da Vinci? That did
yeah, I could draw
two-handed?
both hands. Yeah.
So he was just like, I ain't got time for this. I gotta
That's the next competition next year. We're gonna get. You have to sculpt.
do a
and
sculpt
the
off, but
nitrous.
you just use your non-dominant hand.
That'd be good too. But what if you had to do 1 and 1, and you have to submit both?
We're gonna need more computers.
You're gonna need more computers. So we got 19 minutes left, and then we're
Yes.
gonna take a
No, an hour and 19
hour and
minutes.
19 minutes left. Well, I was continuing my thought.
Oh Lord, I think you might have given a heart attack to somebody.
Maybe. Sorry. We have an hour and 19 minutes left. Just all the boop button.
So we've got like really crazy emotion, bottom right.
Mm-hmm.
We got painting starting, bottom left.
Yeah, we're gonna jump into that.
Okay, I want to go see that.
Now the interesting here too is how far are we going to paint? Because if you're only going to see it at this angle, did he or she really need to paint the back of the head there?
Sometimes they've got an idea of what they're going to sculpt, and they sculpt it, and then they haven't really thought of like the framing, maybe, or they saw something new in their sculpt that they wanted to feature that maybe they never. I don't know. Giving yourself a little bit of wiggle room for the overall pose is intelligent.
This one we're focusing on the human aspects. So there's more mouth sculpting for you.
Yeah. So pretty. I love the like slightly sleepy eyes. It's just so soft and gentle. That's really pretty.
Is she a robot?
Yeah. Femme robot.
Fembot.
Boop, beep, boop.
Let's go check out the.
I hope they have a picture of like maybe Robin Williams or something up on their screen as like reference, just to get that like really like
Massive smile.
yeah, like laser beam smile. But yeah, they've got two screens. There's a screen that you aren't going to see, and that's got all their reference or concept things that they gathered to help them create whatever they're creating. Some cool stuff. Now, you were thinking that this is also a genie?
I think it
this
is.
This is blue,
yes,
I believe?
It was blue. But it could also just be one of the emojis that's based on emotion, right? So it could be...
Super true.
Yeah.
And it's definitely a lot of emotion.
A lot of emotion. Here we have this is the pumpkin.
The root system's breaking free.
Shatter in the pot.
I got to break free. Is it be free, break free?
Uh-oh, we got some posing.
Ooh, I wonder what angle they're gonna use.
So is this like a sword pose, like hand up on the sword, and then this one like this?
Maybe. Sword would be really easy to make, especially the samurai sword, because it's not like, it's pretty standard hilt and whatnot.
It's good use of masking.
Oh yeah.
Also giving that nice kind of,
Swoosh.
yeah. So this is our second group today for the ZBrush Live Sculpt-Off. We have 24 contestants that are competing for the championship belt. This year we have all the contestants are in one battle for the belt, so we do not have the divisions of hard surface or organic this year. And this allowed the artists to be, a little more free on what they wanted to sculpt. So they could sculpt hard surface, they can sculpt organic, they can sculpt a mixture of both. It's kind of freeing them up to be a little more creative. The contestants themselves were given the theme about a month out, so they had a little bit of time to practice here. So they were coming in to the competition not knowing what the theme was. The theme this year is emoji visualizations. So they were tasked with picking an emoji from one of the existing emojis, and I think there's a list of about 7,000 of those. And they had to take one of these emojis and then sculpt their interpretation of that. And a lot of the emojis are used for all sorts of different things. So some of the standard ones have like specific meanings. And then you have the dragon one is definitely going to be a dragon, right?
Yeah.
This is getting to look like Dan from Street Fighter.
Cool. I went and saw a bunch of different samurai armor sets while I was in Japan most recently. And the artistry for all of that stuff is badass. And just families would have certain elements that they would put into their armor and on the masks and on the helmets, and just so much that you don't realize goes into creating that until you see it up close and talk with somebody whose whole life is researching these.
Yeah.
I love it. I like going to museums a lot. I feel like a dweeb, but I learn a lot, and it's so cool.
I think you're doing Genie.
I like the wild color choices that we're going here, and just like how manic the expression is.
Yeah, get some more kind of sculpting here.
Ooh.
I don't remember which one this was. Do you remember which one the rest of this model contains?
It is the dragon that's hugging.
Okay.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it was. Is this going to be a different model? Must be the same. It's the same. That's still a large list of subtools he's got over there.
Yeah,
He's got
24 subtools.
Yeah.
I think. I really
Yeah, it
hope they
must be
hide
the-
some stuff because I'm curious.
I think it is the one with the dragon that was framed. I think you're right. Definitely that one.
Chins. I went through a phase where I just wanted to sculpt like the lower half of the jaw, so like chins and stuff.
You just have a library of just
Oh,
mandibles.
I didn't save it. I just practiced, you know, like the shoulder girdle. You just sculpt a bunch of that.
Now let's hop over to the other 6, see where they are at. Oh man, we're into the super detailing stage on some of these.
So, I mean, everybody's going to be finished with their sculpts today, and then we're going to compile all the finished images, put them up on ZBrush Summit. No, actually on,
ZBrush Central.
yeah, ZBrush Central. And tomorrow, starting at noon, you can start voting on who's your favorite. And there's
yeah.
going to be 24 plus images up, all featuring a different emoji and the cool final image. And voting is going to continue all weekend. So there's going to be the summit going on and all the different talks and whatnot. And you can take any time an opportunity to vote on your favorite image emoji. And then Sunday, 3 p.m., voting closes. Panel of judges is going to make sure everything is kosher. And then the winner is going to be announced at the final closing ceremony, 6 p.m.
That's correct. That is correct.
It's going to be pretty exciting. I'm always excited for this. Like the Sculpt-Off is, first off, just watching people work is exciting, and then seeing what final image is super well received. Honestly, everything's really well received. Like, no one is forsaken in the voting process.
No.
And then these artists get to enjoy the whole summit the rest of the weekend.
Unless they have presentations or doing workshops.
That's
as well.
enjoying it in a different way. Wow.
Yeah, this one's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's gonna frame beautifully in the final image. Ton of
Just all the
detail.
different parts, yeah, intertwined
Yeah.
together.
And I love how many different textures are being utilized, because it's like some stamp brushes, some twisty bits, flowy pieces.
The flowy pieces. Some more hand sculpting for you.
You know what I like? Everything.
A little subtle strokes to vary the forms.
Gosh. Yeah, that's some real, like, fine attention to anatomy. It's some beautiful stuff.
And we got some,
Just hitting up the bony planar surfaces.
getting some eyelashes.
It adds a lot, though. Like, especially capturing that, like, the way the shadow falls on thick lashes.
And these are one of the things I think it's, personally, I think rather having them as separate geometry works better too.
Yeah? Oh, than trying to create, like, a surface pulling.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a really, really narrow spot to be trying to pull or snake hook some stuff
Snake
out
hook
of.
some stuff out, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think they're going to get a
Especially if you
lot.
want the nice points on the end of it.
Oh, yeah, for a stylized look like this? Yeah. Very intelligent choice.
And then as they're duplicating these two, they're getting masked, so they're able to manipulate
Just the
just
little.
the one that they just drew out.
Teenagers.
Teenagers. Whatever. This is the one that has all the internal swirls. You can see the arms too, like they're not connected, so they're just overlapping because you don't really need it connected to get the result you're looking for.
No, that's super true, especially if it's like just an image in the end of it all.
Yes, exactly. It's quiet in here.
That's because we have a little over an hour left. No one's resting on their laurels for
No,
this
they're not.
competition. You know, everybody was working right up until the wire for the morning group as well.
That's true.
Like, I think one person finished maybe 5 minutes early, and that's it. You know?
So you're watching the ZBrush 2019 live Sculpt-Off. This is the first day of the ZBrush Summit. So this is the Sculpt-Off takes place on Thursday. Tomorrow starts the ZBrush Summit, and this will start tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Get a little schedule up here for you guys. We'll be live streaming all this on ZBrushLive.com. I think all the presentations will be streamed live except for one. There was one that was not able to be streamed, so we'll be filling in with some other content during that time if you are watching us online. If you are coming out or live near the Noman campus here in LA, definitely come on by. And the admission into the ZBrush Summit is 100% free. So you can come on out, you can partake in the presentations here in Nova's campus. And then there's also, I think, some of the workshops that still have some slots available. So if you want to come and take any of those, definitely check online and see if any of those still have seats, because they're an excellent value for the information and the instructions you get. The classes are small. They're pretty much almost like, I don't know how many students it is, but you get a lot of hands-on time with the teacher or the instructor. So it's highly worth the opportunity. And the voting for the live Sculpt-Off will be on ZBrushCentral.com, and that will start tomorrow, Friday at 12 p.m. as well. Quick shout out to our sponsors for the Sculpt-Off this year.
Yep.
We want to thank Mamaki. We also want to thank Wacom and QShot.
And Form Labs.
And Mike Morgan for the sculpting gloves for all the contestants.
Yep. Also Noman.
And Noman.
Putting
for
up with
sure.
us.
Yes, for always putting up with us. So we're going to take a break here in about 4 minutes, and then we'll run some of our promo stuff. ZBrush Live also hosts a lot of great artists that stream every single day of the week.
Yeah,
So
if you enjoy this stuff, there's tons of it.
Tons. And so they donate their time and just show ZBrush in action for hours. And then while they're doing stuff on ZBrushLive.com, you can actually go in and ask them questions, see how they're doing things, say, hey, how'd you do that? And they'll go back and generate those processes and get you learned.
Teach you all the secrets. Or just inspire you to try something new. Like, it's worth it. ZBrush is always like, workflows are changing and evolving.
That's right. So stay tuned. I think we're going to break it out.
I'm gonna get some water.
And get some water. Come back, get hydrated. And then we'll be back.
All right.
Stay tuned for the final.
Hi there, my name is Ayman Akhtar. I'm a ZBrush artist that specializes in 3D printing ideas to reality. Come join me on my stream on Thursdays, and I'll talk about my own IP, Fungusaurs, and how to get an idea out of your head into a 3D printed prototype and into a finished product. Hope to see you there. Happy ZBrushing!
Hi, tudo bem? My name is Ana Carolina Pereira and I'm a technical artist by day and a character artist by night. I've been streaming with Pixelogic for almost 2 years and I usually talk about VR development, positivity and how to navigate the industry in a more healthy and sustainable way. I stream every other week in Portuguese and English, and you can find me all over the internet as Ana Carolina Arts. See you soon!
Hi, I'm Ashley and this is Monty, and we stream over on the Pixelogic channel on Wednesdays at 6 to 10 p.m. EST. I usually do character and creature concept sculpting, and this guy likes to make his limp noodle full of disapproval kind of appearance. So if you want to come say hi to me and the dog, we would love to see you, and I hope you have a great rest of your summit.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I hope you are enjoying the ZBrush Summit here over on the live stream on the Pixelogic channel. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Ben, or I go by Polygon around here. If you guys want to check out my live stream on the Pixelogic channel, I stream on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern US time or 3 p.m. Pacific. Stop by and say hi, or if you want to check out the rest of my stuff, just Google Polygon or go to youtube.com/Polygon. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the ZBrush Summit. I'll probably be watching right here with you, so if you see me in chat, say hey. And until next time, you guys have a great rest of your day. I hope to see you around.
Hi, my name is Brett Briley. I'm a freelance character artist for the film and game industry with over 20 years of experience. Some of the titles I've worked on are Age of Empires 3, Doom, and most recently Borderlands 3. You can find my work at bbriley.com or at artstation.com/spark or at Instagram at instagram.com/bbriley_art. I also have a company with James Kane and Martin Verhoeven called Grim, and you can find our work at wearegrim.com if you are interested. For my ZBrush live videos, I cover creating creatures from sculpting to polypainting to final pose with a heavy idea of flow, design, and silhouette in mind. And you can find those at pixelogic.com/ZBrush live section. I will be attending this year's ZBrush Summit, so I'm looking forward to it, and I hope to see a few of you there. And thank you very much for watching.
Hi all, my name is Оля Ануфриева, I'm ZBrush Live streamer. Всем привет, меня зовут Оля Ануфриева, и я стример ZBrush Live. В прямом эфире на каналах Pixelogic я скульпчу стилизованных персонажей в ZBrush, болтаю на разные темы и делюсь полезными фишками. Буду рада видеть вас всех на своих стримах по субботам с 3 до 6 часов вечера по московскому времени. Записи уже прошедших трансляций вы можете найти на сайте ZBrush Live. Приходите в онлайн, у нас весело, всех жду!
Hey guys, my name is Paulo Munoz Gomez. I'm a 3D concept and character artist, and I love working with ZBrush. I run the ZBrush Guides website, which is a learning hub for digital artists, professionals, or even 3D enthusiasts that want to level up their skills in ZBrush and other software in the industry. I'm also an online instructor over at 3dconceptartist.com, where I teach a pretty in-depth course called The Extra Mile, from ZBrush sculpture to polished illustration. But more importantly, I'm part of the ZBrush Live team, so I'll be streaming live every week around 4 p.m. Pacific Standard, and the days might change, so you might have to check the schedule over at ZBrush Live. So come and join me in the ZBrush Live sessions as we explore workflows, all the tools and features that this great software has to offer to help us improve and boost our creativity. Now enjoy the rest of the summit, and I'll see you soon over at ZBrush Live. Cheers.
Hello, this is Sadan. This is Solomon. This is my sculpture in clay. And I used to make a lot of sculptures in clay, but now I do a lot of sculpture in ZBrush, so go check my streams where I do different strange creatures and characters.
Hey there, it's Sebastian Giraud from Quebec City. I'm streaming for collectibles, high-res meshes, speed sculpt, like all kind of crazy madness. I'm streaming around 5:30 Pacific time on the Mondays and sometimes Thursdays. So can't wait to see you there. Bye bye.
Welcome to the ZBrush Summit. I'm Steven Anderson, and it's really fun to be here. You might recognize me from ZBrush Live, and for those of you who aren't familiar with my segment on ZBrush Live, I'd like to be able to go through and take the time to invite you personally to come and visit me on the live streams on ZBrush Live. We talk about character creation and environment creation, and specifically how environments can benefit from character-driven storytelling. I hope you enjoy the other presentations. These guys, they're great. So enjoy, have fun, and I will see you around. Bye, guys.
My name is Shane Olson.
Hi, I'm Shay. My name's Ashley Adams.
My name is Ali Matt.
I'm the Redbeard Matt Thora.
The big part of my workflow is trying to minimize
them in and subdivide them.
Back, because I'm really just looking for that shape there.
Hi, I'm Victor Marin from Invictus Designs. I'm concept artist and digital and traditional sculptor. I use ZBrush since version 1.5. I think ZBrush is the perfect tool to fuse the digital and traditional world. I'm the official translator for the Spanish version, and I will teach in my Spanish streams a lot of tips and tricks and different workflows. Hope you enjoy ZBrush Summit. Big hug, friends!
And we're back.
We made that quick.
We did. Figured you guys wanted to see what the final grips are doing, so we tried to come back.
This is super
a little
true.
faster. I ran.
He
So much
did
running.
hustle. He's like, coffee, okay, go.
Caffeine.
But also, we're really excited to see what everybody's doing and how it all is coming together in the last final 48 minutes.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, just 48 minutes left. Yeah, they can do it. I believe in all of these sculptors.
So, all right, you ready?
Yeah, let's
You ready
show.
to hop on over? All right, let's-
Deep dive.
There we go. So let's go through the sixes. We'll get back to where we were. Oh man, lower right now has 2 models.
Oh.
Well, didn't we say? I think the bunny one had to have 2, right?
Oh shoot, yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. Haha, they're going full emoji.
So now we got the second one of those. It's looking pretty awesome.
Yeah, that really is.
We got some rendering happening in one of the dragons.
Oh my goodness.
We got the eyelashes done.
So much sass.
So much sauce.
Like extra special. That's the you know the emoji that's rolling its eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, ugh. You can
Really?
hear the groaning.
Really? All right, let's hop over to the next ones. Check those guys out. Or the same ones again.
Joseph, master of the same
button
screen.
press. There we go. Sorry about that.
Really, really cool.
So we got more rendering. We got at least 2 that have gone no render. So the last 47 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they're just going to finish it off on rendering, or do you think they can try to sneak in another?
Do not underestimate how much time it takes you to like light
It's
render, last minute
true.
colorization, and then compositing it all together.
Mm-hmm.
Like especially if you're doing like kind of passes, which I tend to, and I don't know if that means if that's like a more old school way of
No.
approaching it.
No.
But yeah, I mean it takes time to make them and then use them.
All right, so this was pretty cool. Jump in here. We got extra like vines coming
Ooh.
up, which is pretty awesome.
So the sort of like topological striations across it,
Mm-hmm.
I think they did that with a brush that you drag and draw out,
Like the IMM brush where they
Yeah.
create one and drag it out. Yeah.
I think. It's
Or
really
you could
cool.
also have done Z-spheres with another way too. You could have penned some Z-spheres, move them around, and then turn them into a mesh. It's all sorts of things. But that's adding a lot of...
No, but all this like the lines
uh-huh,
and stuff. It's really cool.
It's adding a lot of texture. Oh, and then surface noise too.
Mm,
Some cool things have happened while we were gone.
for real. We were gone for like 5 minutes total. What the heck?
Is
this the Snuggle Dragon?
This must be the Snuggle Dragon, yeah.
Snuggle Dragon!
I like that. We're going with it. Love you guys.
So grumpy for being so loved. Like, okay, this one makes me super happy and so humorous.
Let's hop over to the robot.
Nice.
Now the flashing here is dynamic solo. So if your model
Oh.
ever does this, you don't want it, there's a little dynamic button on top of the solo button over there. You can toggle on and off.
Mhm.
This will help your performance as you're moving around. So it's going to hide everything as you rotate and then bring it all back.
Mm.
So that's that little in and out you're seeing.
Wow, that's
that
really
this artist
pretty.
is using.
Beautiful use of color and texture.
And it looks like we got a. There's your sword.
Oh, the samurai sword?
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah! They know what's up. Have you ever used a samurai sword and learned any of that?
I took Kumdo for a while.
Kendo?
Kumdo, which is the Korean.
Oh, I was like, I thought you were saying it funny. Oh, cool. Oh, did you watch that Korean zombie
No.
show on Kingdom? It's good.
I'll have to make a note.
Feudal Korea meets zombie apocalypse. It's phenomenal.
Yep, see? The other hand was up.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Like how they got the texture on the belt too.
Mmm.
So if you guys are just tuning in, this is the ZBrush 2019 live Sculpt-Off. We have 24 contestants competing for the championship belt this year. There is no hard surface or organic divisions, so each artist could sculpt hard surface, they could sculpt organic, or they could sculpt a mixture of both. So we opened up the possibilities for them. We are in our second group of 2 here right now, so we're at the final 43 minutes of the competition. So at this stage, the artists are going through and figuring out all the different angles and camera work and setting their renders to that final image there. So you
Yeah.
got some framing here happening already with that. I was thinking of the Ani, I think what this one was.
Yeah, nice Oni. Little, or it's a couple different keywords is going to bring up this particular emoji, and that's like ogre, Oni.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So any of those. This one's also doing some interesting surface noise stuff now.
Hey, you gotta move fast at this point.
You do, because
You
we're
know?
gonna hop around.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
man,
want
here,
they
here.
want
I gotta
to
hop back
get
to
the
this
floor
one. Can I
done.
get back there?
Oh, you want to?
There you go. That's looking pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, not all gold. Cool.
Yeah, I was wondering where they were going to leave it all gold, but
Yeah, yeah. This
changing
is
it up,
showing all the
some
painting that they
different
had
passes,
done
yeah.
previously.
And adding them on top of each other. And then it looks like the genie here is getting his little top knot. Making those rings.
It's really interesting to find the ways in which you can add a lot of interest and element to your sculpt, but like as quickly as possible, but not have it look quick or simple. And I love what they did with the rings, and it's like sphere, it's tiered, brought in, and then duplicated and shrunk, and it's more interest.
Got some spikes getting pulled off here, like some of the cloth cuts.
Oh, you think?
Damage maybe, yeah. Or maybe just motion.
Oh, it's gonna be
Accentuating
like
some of that pose strike, yeah.
Yeah, some motion blur. Yeah.
Yeah, some motion blur, but not much blur. Motion snake hook.
You know, for sculptures and stuff that are printed out, figurines and whatnot, they sort of do represent movement within the sculpture by doing a smear blur kind of thing, either in like the base or like
so
cast
the
water.
little things you're looking here, little striations on those lines, that's from the surface noise.
Oh,
so
is
there's a
it?
preset surface noise that will generate that effect.
Oh,
Yep,
smart, because it's making it look very wooden.
it is. And so they just made the tentacles, duplicated them around probably, and then just applied the surface noise on top of it to get those results.
yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Smart.
Let's see what our our dragon's getting posed here.
Oh, the
loving
final
dragon.
image of it all. I love it. So the knight is getting snuggled by the dragon, and he's just desperate to reach his sword. It's just like, what a predicament. Dragon, love me. Knight, nah.
All right, let's hop over to the next group. Let's see where they're at. So in this one, we have a few that have started rendering. Now, they do have a second monitor, so they could, by all means, also be rendering over there as they go along, and we may not see the final image until it goes up for voting.
Which is okay, but I mean, you might feel left out, but you'll get to see the final image tomorrow. It's not that long to wait, and you've seen the whole process today. Not everybody gets to see all the process and how every artist works. So this is like just such a really cool feed. I love the color breakdown. It's gonna be good.
This could be for materials too. You could be
Yeah.
setting them up for, you know, as you were mentioning the passes, right? He or she could be setting them up for that.
You know, this would be really cool printed out. It would be a lot to print.
It would be a
because
lot
it's
to
like
print.
so much smushed together, so it'd be a
lot of
little bit of
super glue.
cleanup, but really cool.
This one's got glowy bits.
Ah, so majestic. Look at the swoops.
I like the bottom swoops.
Oh, and then like lit from the inside. Oh, my heart.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Brilliant artists we have here today.
Well, this one's got some nice stuff too. So if you're just tuning in, this is the ZBrush 2019 Sculpt-Off. This is group 2. There's about 38 minutes left in the competition today. So after this group is done, all the images from the 24 contestants will be grabbed, and then we will be placing them on ZBrush Central tomorrow for voting. This year's theme for the competition was emoji visualizations. So the artists were given a list of emojis that they could choose and then sculpt their interpretation of that emoji. So you can see here on some of the ones we've been showing with the dragons. So there's a dragon emoji. So the artist chose that one and now is sculpting their version of that emoji. Another thing we added this year was the ability to enter 1, 2, or 3 entries into the competition. So during the process of the Sculpt-Off here, if an artist finished, say, one piece, they could then go in and, say, submit a second one. And they could submit up to 3 entries total, and each entry needed to depict a different emoji. So we haven't seen anything that's been taken advantage of that yet.
No.
But we may have some coming in this one, especially with, you know, about 37 minutes left.
You think
some
so?
of these, well, we have some that are already in the rendering stages.
That's true. Gosh, these are really cool.
This is almost like 2 different models.
I love it. Especially since like you can make each one unique but still retain a lot of the basic work that you've done.
It's very nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's even more
makes me
cranky now.
so happy.
It's so cranky.
Gosh, it's so much character. It's cute.
And the nose, like, kind of like wrinkled up too. Just like,
Oh, I love the little forehead wrinkles.
So I want to thank our sponsors for the event here today for the ZBrush Sculpt-Off. So we had some great sponsors. We had Mamaki, who is giving some of our winners the prizes. We also have Wacom, who supplied our contest with the Cintiqs that our artists are using, and then also they're using the tablets as well. Want to thank Luxion and Keyshot for giving us copies of that software to allow the artists to use the ZBrush to Keyshot bridge, which you can see a lot of them here are finalizing their renders in Keyshot. And then finally, we want to thank Formlabs for donating or giving us a Form 3 printer for the championship winner for the competition.
And the champion also gets the amazing belt along with
and the
bragging
belts,
rights.
And then bragging rights, and then they'll be able to come back for next year's Sculpt-Off and defend their title. And so we have 2 of the winners here from last year. So we have Martin and Donna, and they're currently sculpting right now in this group. One of these screens is theirs. Now, Martin last year, he came and he won the hard surface challenge.
Well done.
And so out of nowhere, no one thought it was him. So you never really know whose sculpt it is until it is done.
Super true.
It is one of those things that you could think, and then at the very end, you're going to get a totally different thing. You'll be like, really? So it's pretty awesome. And me and Jessica here, as we've been commentating on this, we have no clue which artist is doing what.
Yeah,
and
we're resisting looking at the actual person. We're
And
paying
working on
attention
the
just to the
screens,
screens. That way we can give unbiased commentary to you all.
Like the little rips and effects on this one too.
Yeah, such a good job.
Oh, I think we got one. There we go. Let's see if we got this. No. We got different passes.
Ooh.
These look like they're going to be using the NPR stuff. I saw some of the filters.
Nice.
Opened up here. That's why I jumped over here.
Oh yeah, of course. Show off that new stuff. This one looks like the dragon is powering up, like Dragon Ball Z style. Just his hair is starting to like go up.
Adding a little more sculptural elements for the hair on this one.
But also making it unique to the other girl. Gosh, it's a lot of work doing 2 whole, good-looking
2 whole models.
female characters.
And also in 3 hours.
Yeah. No, exactly. Like making it look good, making it look pretty, making them look unique. Yeah. Not an easy.
The genie's getting crazier over there.
Crazy eyes. Like one of the best ways to make expression or eyes look extra crazy is don't let the iris touch the eyelid at all. And then you get, like, depending on where the eye is, you can either get fear or panic or just like the like you don't want to stand next to this guy on the sidewalk.
So if I sat here like this,
like,
it'd be questionable.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey. And it'd be like,
You sculpting?
Scoot, scoot, scoot.
You sculpting?
We had an artist at work, Laurel Austin, break down emotion in characters. So like how to evoke different sorts of like states of being. And it was like based on eyes and based on smile and whatnot. And it was just really cool to see an artist at the top of their craft like break down how they conveyed like really expressive stuff. And I'm really excited with all the expressive character work we've seen throughout today. Like earlier this morning, tons of like extra emotive characters, which makes sense for the emoji challenge. But like, it's really cool to see that. And it's not something that you often see in production. You have to deliver stuff that's like super neutral. And so it's wonderful to see this stuff come together. I don't know, it's really interesting and special. And
so there's a bunch of lighting going into this one too, with different things here. Making that dragon pop with those heart-shaped eyes.
yeah, and this whole thing is like built like a whole scene. It's got a lot of depth that they're bringing into their frame. You know, they've got the frame in their ZBrush file, so they know exactly what they're seeing every single second.
The robot's got more makeup on. I wonder what the final composition's gonna be. You're thinking like just chopped?
Just like the bust?
The bust, yeah.
I don't know. I can't wait to find out. And I think we're gonna see a lot more now that we're down to the last half hour. 30 minutes.
Oh, we got some patterns on the
cool.
samurai now. Or the oni. So let's go through the list of the current Sculpt-Off artists that are participating in this before we get down to the last minutes here. And that's when it gets chaotic.
That's true. That's when everybody's like panicking to get that last final image. Quick overview.
So this is the first set of 6 here. So looks like we may have one complete, good to go.
Nice.
Another one in rendering. We got our genie over there. We're doing some lighting passes now.
I think everybody's paced themselves very intelligently this competition.
Really, like, too rushed at this point. Like, looks like they're just doing like their final things, making sure it all works, does what it needs to do.
And they're gonna feel so good in 30 minutes because they'll have delivered it. Enjoy the rest of the weekend.
I think a lot of the contestants here, they all meet up later.
Yeah?
There's a Star Wars bar not too long.
Perfect.
Far away from here, and they all go and hang out there. It's like a cantina.
Yeah, like a lot of my friends head out there all the time. Gosh, these are really cool characters. And it's really different, actually. Like, everybody's so vastly different from each other. Even the dragons are vastly different references and influences. Snuggle Dragon's my favorite.
Snuggle
I
Dragon.
love him.
Let's head over to the other 6. We got some more seam setup down at the bottom. See another template open and some gradients in the background there.
So cool. Good God.
This is gonna be a tough one. voting wise.
Oh my gosh, voting is going to be neck and neck, I swear.
Mm-hmm. So if you're just tuning in, this is the ZBrush live Sculpt-Off. So the current contestants we have over here is Group 2. So we have 12 artists going right now. These artists started from nothing about 2.5 hours ago. And this is where they're currently at. They've got a little less than 30 minutes to finalize their images. These images will be used for voting on ZBrush Central. So it's pretty amazing seeing what these artists do in this time frame. For each of the contestants as well, the machines they're given, they're all equal in terms of processing power. And then the versions of ZBrush that they had were just versions that were directly straight installed. So if you downloaded ZBrush and installed it on your machine, they were allowed to use custom hotkeys and a custom interface, and that was it. So everything else that you have seen done here can all be done with the retail version of ZBrush. For the summit here as well, if you're looking to get into ZBrush, we're offering a 20% discount on the software. So we have our perpetual licenses, which is ZBrush and ZBrush Core, and then we also have our subscription models. So we have a 1-month subscription and a 6-month subscription. The subscription models have a coupon code that you can use to get that 20% off. The coupon code for the monthly subscription is Summit 1 month, and the coupon code for the 6-month subscription is Summit 6 month. And you can find out about this discount here that's going on right now over the summit at store.pixelogic.com. If you have any more information on that, just type in chat here, and someone will be glad to help you and point you in the right direction. So we're going to be continuing the summit all weekend here. So the summit here itself starts tomorrow, which is Friday, the 27th at 12 p.m. here on Noman's campus. So if you are in the LA area, definitely come on by and check it out. We'll be here Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The admission is free into the ZBrush Summit.
Yeah, and it's absolutely worth attending. Not only are there tons of really informative talks and panels from game companies and just everyone, there's also workshops hosted by some really smart and amazing talented artists, some of which still have space. You have to book ahead to get a seat in those. It's limited, but that also means that it's a lot of one-on-one time between you and an instructor.
Yes, they're definitely worth their weight in gold.
Oh, that's super fantastic.
Also, on the end of Saturday, after the ZBrush Awards, we will be having an after party. And
Little
that'll
mixer.
be sponsored by Mamaki. So definitely, if you're going to come out, definitely stick around for the after party. It's
Yeah.
good times.
Absolutely worth it. There's not just these sculptors that you're watching make wonderful creations today, but a lot of folks who are stuck at work during the weekdays are going to come out on Saturday night and hang out. So tons of industry, amazing sculptors, and many industries actually. It's not just games and film. It's a little bit of everything.
So coming out, say hello. I think we're going to give everybody name tags this year too.
Oh yeah?
So
That's smart.
Yeah, so my name is.
Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya, and you have killed my father.
So we got 24 minutes left here, and then we're gonna ring the bell, and then it's pens down
24.
across all the tablets here. So we're down to the final minutes. The artists are.
It's
some of
super
them-
good.
Some of them are. I don't see anyone really.
No one has,
panicking at
you know,
this
like stretched back and is kicking it.
They're all.
Everybody's still just like, oh, can I add a little bit more? Can I do another pass? A little bit to make this sing. Little rim lighting.
Mm-hmm. Finish it out. Finish it out.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get back to the sixes. And
Dive
then
back
we'll
in.
Probably keep out a little bit here so you can kind of see where everybody's finishing at in terms of these. That's just something really cool, and then we'll zoom in on that too. You can see the different compositing stuff that's going on in some of the scenes as well. A lot of saving.
Yeah. The chat's all really impressed with everybody's work. They're like, how the shit is this 2.5 hours? We don't know. They're magicians. They work hard.
They could bring nothing.
Like, yeah,
but
seriously.
their raw talent.
All they got to bring was their UI and like some hotkeys. There's nothing special about their ZBrushes. It's not
Nope.
like make cool shit. It's just how good they are as artists. Now, certainly they've practiced ahead of time. They've got some like killer ideas that they've spent a little bit of time putting together.
Yeah, but they're still, you're doing it all from
Yep,
scratch.
you've
Like,
seen it.
yeah.
Like every step of the way, they've been working their butts off. Like no one's left their seat.
No. Only me and Jessica.
I needed more water.
Let's go back to the other group.
So impressive. Ooh, some of them are getting final poses, like breaking that symmetry.
Rendering in poses.
Pose master.
Man. 21 minutes. It's kind of
Really cool.
close. You think anyone's like not gonna make the time limit?
No, everybody here is right on schedule. Like, I don't feel like anybody's in trouble. Like, a few people might have had like wish list. Oh, if I finish in this time, and they might be hitting up that wish list right now. But everybody's got like the meat and bones of what they intended to get done. It's really cool to see. The chat's talking about like, we would love to see environments as a competition. Environments is so much more work than a single character, but also how to present an environment in a compelling way. Like it's tough. But then some suggestions were like team competition, where like one person does the foreground element and one person does the background elements. I believe it. I mean, ZBrush is useful for so many different skill sets that like you could do that, but
Well, internet, if you want to see a environment ZBrush challenge, definitely start spamming ZBrush Central.
yeah.
Just
Honestly,
load it
there's a
up.
lot of environment artists who are stellar and fast
Oh,
and
yes. Well, you have to be too, because as you just mentioned, like you have an entire environment you have to populate.
it's so much work. And even if you're just making stuff to camera,
Yeah, now, especially in the game stuff too, you have entire worlds that you
Oh
can
my
go
goodness.
everywhere and every place, and each
and you
table
go
has to have
around
1,000
everything.
things on it.
Yeah. Like people are on top of and under and around. Like, I'm lucky that I'm in the cinematic end of things because then everything's like locked to camera. I'm like, oh, you never see the back of this. We're good. But
All right, let's check out our other 6. Oh, got some lighting and rendering coming into play.
ooh, it's the thing
So right
I'm
now
the
we've
least
got
good at.
At least 1, 2, 3 in their template files, saving it out. So that's good.
Oh, do you think the cigarette is gonna cast like a small glow on her face?
Maybe. You could also just be working on getting that kind of backlighting in there. Definitely a genie.
It's really cool how he's filled with the vapor inside kind of like a clear shell. Very clever and good use of materials.
Oh man, down to the wire. Down to the wire. 18 minutes.
That looks so much more cool than, yeah, it's
Yeah,
just,
let's just zoom in on that one too. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, it definitely added another element to
yeah.
it.
And then what's the shading thing called where it's just the edges?
Like the rim
velvet?
lights?
No, like velvet, how it's got that
Fresnel.
scatter. Fresnel, thank you. Yeah, he's kind of doing like a Fresnel effect with the outer shell and then the inner. It's really cool. He or she, sorry. I say he because it's a he genie.
Yeah, we do have we have a very diverse group of contestants this year too. It's awesome.
Heck yes. Sculpting is for everyone.
That's one thing that it is for everyone. Anyone can do this.
Anybody can just open up ZBrush and get going like right away. You just need the standard brush and a sphere and you can sculpt and start sculpting. And it's pretty intuitive. Like a lot of people get kind of intimidated by the UI, but honestly, like what you can do with just a minute of instruction.
Well, if you think about it too, what's like, we were talking about children earlier, and you go to school for the first few years of your life, and what do they have you do? You're playing with Play-Doh,
Yeah.
and you're drawing. You're all artists.
Yep. Well, mostly it's like the way art activates your brain and helps you realize the world like in 3D or just convey what you're thinking and feeling. Helps your dexterity. It's good for you. It's good for the heart.
I'm liking this lighting that's coming into this one too.
Ooh.
Just tweaking it.
Great composition. It's some tough choices because like they've made beautiful, amazing characters that are all awesome, and then trying to find the right way to frame it.
In the last 16 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
Let's check on the other set. Bouncing back and forth. Well, same set. Oh man, 16 minutes. 16 minutes.
Everybody has done so good today. I am constantly impressed with the artists you all bring.
So, and if you would like to compete in the Sculpt-Off as well, thanks for bringing that up. We have open submissions for the Sculpt-Off.
And that's in May.
Usually around there. For information on that, when those goes out, definitely subscribe to our newsletter, and also keep checking on ZBrushCentral.com. So when it opens up, we do make an announcement for that, and you can submit your portfolio for entrance into the contest. And this year we have 24 contestants battling it out for the single championship belt. Top of this year was emoji visualizations. So taking an emoji and then generating a sculptural representation of that. So tons of awesome things.
Yeah, it's kind of a sky's the limit topic. Really cool stuff.
15 minutes.
Oh my goodness, get your layers out now.
I know. I'm looking at some of them, I'm waiting for them to get into the Photoshop stage. Cutting it close.
I know.
Cutting it close.
Panic,
Making me worry.
Some are also on a second screen working on their
Yes.
stuff too. Yeah.
Cutting it close.
It's all right. Such good stuff. I hope everybody in chat votes tomorrow, or sometime this weekend. All these artists deserve that support. And then Summit opens up tomorrow. Like we kick things off around noon tomorrow.
Yes, that is correct. We'll get the schedule up here in a few minutes. We'll go through that as well. We're down to the final 14 minutes.
Wow. So good. Upper middle dragon, like I think that they blocked out some like really bold colors and then just smoothed them together to create these beautiful gradients, or gosh, it's like a complicated but effective texturing pass.
So much detail in it too. It's really
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, the detail in the sculpt really helps all the texture. Like, everything's playing into each other really well.
The bunnies are still getting some sculptural stuff put in.
Okay, that's gonna make me panic as
I'm
heck.
panicking too. 13 minutes.
You got this, you got this. You can totally render. It's gonna be good.
Oh man. We're almost down to 12 minutes.
This isn't easy. Everybody's so talented.
Oh man.
Are you feeling like contact nervousness?
Yeah, contact nervousness. We're at the end here.
Oh man.
I mean, 12 minutes is not a lot of time.
New. I've had 12 minutes fly by.
Yes. Especially when your final asset is the render, so you want to make sure you have that done.
Yeah, you don't want to find out something isn't rendering quite right.
Let's see if I can get the right button this time. Nope. One of these days, Jessica.
The whole chat is just cheering everybody on. They're like, you guys could do it. Get it done.
Okay,
it's so close.
All right, so the Oni has made it in Photoshop. That's good. Okay, I feel better about that one.
Okay.
The robot, hopefully,
Second screen. Second screen
Hopefully
for sure.
Second screen.
Because like it hasn't moved from the pose that was finally decided, so
Which
they're
is good,
definitely
which is
working.
good. Okay. Okay, this group,
Yeah.
this 6 is good.
Feel good
These
for
are-
all these
yeah, they're
artists.
gonna
They're well on time.
They're
Everybody.
well gonna finish on this.
I think it's just the frosting on top for a lot of art pieces. So, oh, it's gonna be good. Final images are gonna look great.
One. 11 minutes. Whew. It's not a lot of time.
All right, do you want to do like an 11-minute fast pass through everybody's full screen?
We can do that.
Yeah. Okay, that side? This side.
This side. I think we're that side.
All
So
right.
we gotta hit this next.
Well, I'm gonna full screen each one,
All
just
right,
like
let's do it.
less than a minute per. Just like take a look at what they got going on.
And the final countdown.
Gosh, it's so cool.
10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Nice thing about Keyshot is the longer you let it render, the more honed and honed it gets.
That was a screaming goat, by the way. We'll bring the screaming goat over after this competition's done. We'll let him say hey. Or scream.
Just getting some final compositing like levels and bumps here and there.
Mm-hmm.
It's really magical. It looks like it belongs in like a card art.
It is. It's very. The layout is very similar to it.
Yeah, like Magic the Gathering
Yeah.
and stuff.
Mhm. That one's good too.
Yeah, I
Definitely the depth of field
love
in
the
there now,
rim
too.
lighting on
Yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just great. Hiding how cool this is.
This one, Maureen on this one. You only got 10 minutes left.
I know. Get that
Go,
rendered.
go, go, go. This one too.
Yep.
Better start being
Render.
getting into Photoshop.
Please,
Render,
please
render,
render.
render, render, render. I mean, it's fun like this, but as long as it's in the frame.
Yes. Yes. Just print screen and go.
Go.
I believe in all these artists. They can do it.
All right, let's go to the next.
All right, we're looking at the other 6. Now, quite a few of these have finished, and some of which have denied us their final frame.
They're like, no.
Yeah. So, Samurai Oni.
Mm-hmm. Figuring it out.
Ooh, dramatic lighting. I like it.
Get it going. Get it going.
Yeah. And then I'm going to skip the one where the image isn't even showing and they have finished. And then this is all we can see of Robot Girl. The final image is actually on the second screen, which they could drag over, but they aren't. I don't want to interrupt them. They're working hard. This one's just like a little bit of noodles here and there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't ever feel like any piece of art is really done. It's just when it has to be delivered.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Or you just call it quits.
Yeah.
Like, I'm tired. I'm getting those heart-shaped eyes in there.
I wonder what the dragon fell in love with.
Eating him or just holding him? Which
Do you hard eye your hamburgers?
Sometimes.
You're like, oh yes.
down to the wire.
Oh, man. So many good ones.
So the voting for this, the images will be collected this evening, and then voting for the Sculpt-Off will start tomorrow, which is Friday the 27th at 12 o'clock. And that voting will be done at vote.pixelogic.com. So definitely we'll be sending out this link for the voting tomorrow as well when the voting opens up, but that'll be tomorrow starting at 12 o'clock. Yep. The voting will continue over the summit and stop at Sunday at 3 p.m. And then the winner of the Sculpt-Off competition will be announced on Sunday at 6 p.m. So definitely vote, and those voting options will be up tomorrow. So we're down to 11 minutes here. 6 minutes left.
6 minutes. That is not a lot of time. Luckily, everybody has got their final frame set. Mm-hmm. So no need to worry. Everybody is well on track to being and delivering something really good.
Oh man. I think we're all in good shape now. They had me worried there for a little bit.
I love how much you were sweating just now. You were just like,
it's like, do I need to go tell them? Do they know?
Just tap their shoulder. There's only 6 minutes left.
What are you guys doing? Get it going. 5 minutes.
Only 5. Ah!
Just make it go. Just make it go. Put it in that frame.
Just add the frame.
I think we're all in the final ends right now, so that's good.
Mm-hmm. Everybody did really well today.
Your timer's going off. The timers that they've set for the last 5 minutes.
Yeah. This is how you know these artists are really responsible. They've like set little screams.
Got the screaming goat.
Warning buzzers. I feel like this year everybody's been way more on track than sometimes in the past. Mm-hmm. Well done, artists.
There we go. All right, you got 5 minutes. You got 4 minutes. Better hope that renders fast.
It's gonna render fast. Come on, bunny girl.
She's good. I think we're going with this. Just got to get it over there.
Yep.
Export that out.
Yep.
Play with those layers quick. You've got 4 minutes.
Just getting those renders out. It's all good. I believe. 4 minutes. You could do so much in 4 minutes.
No, you can't.
Your hands will be like smoking. They'd be moving so fast. All right. I'm switching over to the other 6.
Switch it. We're at under 4 minutes now.
Now we haven't been able to see what Robot Girl has been up to on the other screen, so it's really nice to see.
That is really nice.
God, that's a beautiful gradient. Just so clean.
I like it.
Is there anything else we haven't really seen? I think Samaroni.
Yep. Ah, got some fog in there.
Yeah, that's some real cinematic moment.
Getting in the frame. It's good.
Nice.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Whew.
3 minutes. So you're at under 3 minutes for the live ZBrush Sculpt-Off here for 2019. This is group 2. So this is the last group of 12 for the contest. We'll have a total of 24 contestants that were competing for the championship belt. The contest theme this year was emoji visualizations. So they needed to pick an emoji and then sculpt their interpretation of that emoji. So we are at the almost end point here.
2 minutes. That is not enough time to do anything other than save.
You were just telling 4 minutes was so
4 minutes
much
is
time.
different than 2 minutes. 4 minutes is like, okay, save a file and open it and add
So you
a.
do the open in addition to the save.
I mean, yeah.
So thank you all for being here with us at this event. If you guys have stayed through the entire 2 groups,
Oh
we
wow,
appreciate
yeah.
it.
Have you? Thank you for
That was-
joining
it was
us.
a long time.
We hope you've seen some amazing art. These
Have been
artists.
inspired, hopefully.
Yes,
To
and
see
are-
what you can do in 3 hours with ZBrush. It's really amazing.
It's super true. If you did this sort of challenge at home on your own time, please show us. Just tag ZBrush Summit. And if you're going to be here in Los Angeles, there is a mini ZBrush Summit challenge for
There
anybody
is.
on site.
It's called the Emoji Challenge.
Yep.
You show out.
15 minutes.
15 minutes. That's all
And you have a
get.
chance to win really
You can
fabulous
enter
prize.
multiple times. So
Yeah.
definitely, if you're going to be here,
10
come on out.
emojis. Sweet potatoes.
Sweet potatoes. So many sweet potatoes.
Oh,
So we are
just a
at
little
the
over
end
1
here.
minute. I hope y'all have saved.
All right, let's do the last
little
few,
hot
and then
in my
we'll
seat.
count down the last seconds here. We'll ring the bell, and then we'll do our outro.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the 1/6 there, and I think they're all pretty good.
Okay. I'm going to go check on the other
Go check on
6.
the other one. Oh.
I'm getting like tappy feet where I'm
The
like,
bunny girl.
oh,
The
get
bunny-
it,
The
get
bunny's
it.
made it into Photoshop. Okay,
Oh,
we're good.
sweet.
We're
In
good.
Photoshop.
We're good.
All good.
We're
See, save, open,
Mm-hmm.
you know. It's really pretty.
Mhm.
Well done.
Well done.
Just in time.
All right, we're down to the last 20 seconds here.
Oh my goodness.
You want to count it down? I'll ring the bell.
I'll count down from 10.
Okay.
You can already tell that the room is like way less stressed because
They're
there's
done.
talking.
They're done.
They're pushing back from their computers. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done!
All right, so that is the end of the ZBrush Live Sculpt-Off here on day 1 of the summit. So this is Thursday. The summit will be continuing across the weekend here. So starting tomorrow on Friday at 12 p.m.
Yes.
We'll get the schedule up here for you guys. So you can see we have a whole bunch of events planned for the summit. If you're in the LA area,
Yeah.
please come on out. We will be here running around. Come say hello. Admission to the ZBrush Summit is free, so stop on by and check out our whole lineup of presentations. We also have other things such as sponsors and everything else at the show, also the Emoji Challenge that Jessica brought up. A few other things we want to hit on here as well. During the summit this year, we're also giving 20% off. And so we have multiple ways you can get into ZBrush. So we have 20% off our perpetual licenses, which is for ZBrush and ZBrush Core. And they both have different price points. So ZBrush is the professional version, and then we also have a light version of ZBrush called ZBrush Core. So if you're on the fence and if you've watched this and you've been inspired and you want to get into ZBrush, there are definitely routes that can get you in.
Yeah.
We also have a monthly and a 6-month subscription as well, which will get you the full version of ZBrush at those monthly subscription plans. We're doing 20% off on those as well.
Nice.
For the monthly one, the coupon code will be Summit 1 month, and for the 6-month subscription plan, it's going to be Summit 6 month. If you have any questions on those, definitely type in chat, and our people monitoring the chat will hit you up and get you that information. And the store for Pixelogic is store.pixelogic.com. For the Sculpt-Off here, we want to give a shout out to our wonderful sponsors that helped us bring this event together. They're giving away tons of prizes for the champions this year. It's probably one of our biggest years in terms of prizes.
Yeah,
that
really.
We have. There's so much stuff that the winners are getting. So we want to thank Mimaki for donating multiple prints for the winners. So each of the winners is going to get a 12-inch color print from Mimaki. The detail on these things are amazing. So we saw them at Comic-Con. They're really nice. And the first, second, and third place winners of the Sculpt-Off are going to get a 12-inch Mimaki print. We also want to thank Wacom. So Wacom supplies the Cintiqs that our contestants were using and also the tablets. So all the contestants here have been using a pen device during their contest. So we want to thank Wacom for that. They're also giving the prizes away for the Sculpt-Off as well. They're giving away some of their 22-inch Cintiqs.
Yeah,
They're
first
one of the
and
newer
second
models.
place.
Yep. So first and second place of the competition will be getting those. We're going to also give a shout out for KeyShot. So Luxion has allowed us to use their KeyShot program to use with the ZBrush to KeyShot bridge, and a lot of the contestants you saw here were rendering with that. They're also giving out pro versions of KeyShot for the winners of the Sculpt-Off as well.
Yep.
Finally, we want to give a shout out to Formlabs, and Formlabs is giving away the Form 3 printer to our first place contestant. They're also going to be here at the summit, so if you're coming on site, definitely come by, talk to them. They're going to have a booth. They'll have the Form 3 there. You can check it out.
You'll get your
see what it's
hands
like.
on some of the prints as well, so you can just see the fidelity of what they
Everything
create.
inside of ZBrush, as long as it's watertight, can be printed out, and you get some really, really awesome stuff. And it's really interesting to see what you had sculpted and then tangible. Right?
Oh my
It gives you
gosh.
just a whole new light. You're going to spark more ideas in your head. You're just going to do more and more art.
Yeah, it's an addicting
It is. Totally
way to
addicting.
deal with art. It's like, oh, I need to print everything.
Your beer money is going to be going to resin money. That's how it works. We also want to thank Mike Morgan for he created these awesome sculpting gloves for us for the competition. All the contestants here for the Sculpt-Off got one of these,
And many
the
were
majority
using
of them
them
were
just
using
now.
them during the competition.
Yep.
So I want to thank Mike Morgan Designs for that. I'm trying to think if I got anything else I need to hit on.
No, you got the deals. If you're super excited about the ZBrush Summit, want to talk about it, want to show things you've been working on for how you're watching the ZBrush Summit, just use the hashtag ZBrush Summit. Join in.
Yep.
There's a ton of people already talking about what they're working on at home, what they're following, what they're excited for.
And all the summit will be streamed except for I think one presentation.
Yeah,
so
so-
you can watch all these on ZBrushLive.com.
Yeah.
So you can just go to that URL and that will take you directly to us and streaming. I think we will be doing replays of this as well. So if you didn't catch all of the Sculpt-Off, you can definitely tune in later and catch the rest of that. So definitely stay tuned.
Yeah.
I want to thank Jessica for coming out and helping with this event. She's every year she comes out and donates her
I
time
love it. I
and
love
helps me
art.
commentate the Sculpt-Off for 6 hours. It's
It
a
would be
long
hard
time.
to do solo, like just so
It
you
would,
know.
It would.
Conversation, it helps, but
It does.
also there's
So
just
thank
so
you,
much going on.
Jessica.
I love
Thank
being
you.
here. I love these artists. They're all so talented.
All right, so we're going to roll you guys out with some videos.
Thank
and
you.
stay tuned for more Summit tomorrow starting
Yes.
at 12 o'clock. And remember to vote.
Yes,
Starts tomorrow.
vote.
12 o'clock. Vote.
See ya.
Hi there. My name is Ayman Akhtar. I'm a ZBrush artist that specializes in 3D printing ideas to reality. Come join me on my stream on Thursdays, and I'll talk about my own IP, Fungusaurs, and how to get an idea out of your head into a 3D printed prototype and into a finished product. Hope to see you there. Happy ZBrushing!
Hi, to the Bang. My name is Ana Carolina Pereira, and I'm a technical artist by day and a character artist by night. I've been streaming with Pixelogic for almost 2 years, and I usually talk about VR development, positivity, and how to navigate the industry in a more healthy and sustainable way. I stream every other week in Portuguese and English, and you can find me all over the internet as Ana Carolina Arts. See you soon!
Hi, I'm Ashley and this is Monty, and we stream over on the Pixelogic channel on Wednesdays at 6 to 10 p.m. EST. I usually do character and creature concept sculpting, and this guy likes to make his limp noodle full of disapproval kind of appearance. So if you want to come say hi to me and the dog, we would love to see you, and I hope you have a great rest of your summit.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I hope you are enjoying the ZBrush Summit here over on the live stream on the Pixelogic channel. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Ben, or I go by Polygon around here. If you guys want to check out my live stream on the Pixelogic channel, I stream on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern US time or 3 p.m. Pacific. Stop by and say hi, or if you want to check out the rest of my stuff, just Google Polygon or go to youtube.com/Polygon. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the ZBrush Summit. I'll probably be watching right here with you, so if you see me in chat, say hey. And until next time, you guys have a great rest of your day. I hope to see you around.
Hi, my name is Brett Briley. I'm a freelance character artist for the film and game industry with over 20 years of experience. Some of the titles I've worked on are Age of Empires 3, Doom, and most recently Borderlands 3. You can find my work at bbriley.com or at artstation.com/spark or at Instagram at instagram.com/bbriley_art. I also have a company with James Kane and Martin Verhoeven called Grim, and you can find our work at wearegrim.com if you are interested. For my ZBrush live videos, I cover creating creatures from sculpting to polypainting to final pose with a heavy idea of flow, design, and silhouette in mind. And you can find those at pixelogic.com/ZBrush live section. I will be attending this year's ZBrush Summit, so I'm looking forward to it, and I hope to see a few of you there. And thank you very much for watching.
Hi all, my name is Оля Ануфриева, I'm ZBrush Live Streamer. Всем привет, меня зовут Оля Ануфриева, и я стример ZBrush Live. В прямом эфире на каналах Pixelogic я скульпчу стилизованных персонажей в ZBrush, болтаю на разные темы и делюсь полезными фишками. Буду рада видеть вас всех на своих стримах по субботам с 3 до 6 часов вечера по московскому времени. Записи уже прошедших трансляций вы можете найти на сайте ZBrush Live. Приходите в онлайн, у нас весело, всех жду!
Hey guys, my name is Pablo Muñoz Gomez. I'm a 3D concept and character artist, and I love working with ZBrush. I run the ZBrush Guides website, which is a learning hub for digital artists, professionals, or even 3D enthusiasts that want to level up their skills in ZBrush and other software in the industry. I'm also an online instructor over at 3dconceptartist.com, where I teach a pretty in-depth course called The Extra Mile, from ZBrush sculpture to polished illustration. But more importantly, I'm part of the ZBrush Live team, so I'll be streaming live every week around 4 p.m. Pacific Standard, and the days might change, so you might have to check the schedule over at ZBrush Live. So come and join me in the ZBrush Live sessions as we explore workflows, all the tools and features that this great software has to offer to help us improve and boost our creativity. Now enjoy the rest of the summit, and I'll see you soon over at ZBrush Live. Cheers!
Hello, This is Sadan. This is Solomon. This is my sculpture in clay. And I used to make a lot of sculptures in clay, but now I do a lot of sculpture in ZBrush, so go check my streams where I do different strange creatures and characters.
Hey there, it's Sébastien Giraud from Quebec City. I'm streaming for collectibles, high-res meshes, speed sculpt, like all kind of crazy madness. I'm streaming around 5:30 Pacific time on the Mondays and sometime Thursdays. So can't wait to see you there. Bye bye.
Welcome to the ZBrush Summit. I'm Steven Anderson, and it's really fun to be here. You might recognize me from ZBrush Live, and for those of you who aren't familiar with my segment on ZBrush Live, I'd like to be able to go through and take the time to invite you personally to come and visit me on the live streams on ZBrush Live. We talk about character creation and environment creation, and specifically how environments can benefit from character-driven storytelling. I hope you enjoy the other presentations. These guys, they're great. So enjoy, have fun, and I will see you around. Bye, guys.
Everybody, this is Michael Pavlovich.
My name is Shane Olson.
Hi, I'm Shay. My name's Ashley Adams.
My name is Anima.
I'm the Redbeard Matt Thor. The big part of my workflow is trying to minimize
Bring them in and subdivide them.
Put this back, because I'm really just looking for that shape there.
Hi, I'm Victor Marin from Invictus Designs. I'm concept artist and digital and traditional sculptor. I use ZBrush since version 1.5. I think ZBrush is the perfect tool to fuse the digital and traditional world. I'm the official translator for the Spanish version, and I will teach in my Spanish streams a lot of tips and tricks and different workflows. Hope you enjoy ZBrush Summit. Big hug, friends!